Once again, Kanpai!
Kanpai. Kanpai.
You can never have enough Kanpai. You can only...
Kanpai.
It's my favorite kind of pie, Kanpai. Hi,
how to creep out everyone that's on the audio version.
Exactly. You don't want to know what he was kissing. Welcome to
episode... Lucozade Energy. Cherry flavor.
Welcome to episode 197 of Kanpai Cast, where we're doing the summer 2025 3-episode review. Mostly 3-episode rule. Some of the shows haven't had 3 episodes yet, so but we waited as long as we could. We couldn't justify waiting any longer to get these into your hands. But before we do that, we're gonna wait and do a little housekeeping. It's mostly just the usual shenanigans, like comment, subscribe, pass this out to your friends, get your YouTube account for your dog and watch it on their account as well. All that fun stuff. Xeno and I. Oh, there's also an audio version. If you are listening to that right now, hi. If you are listening to this on YouTube and you would like an audio version, you can find links in the description below. You can also find links down there to our Discord. Xeno's Patreon, all of our streaming content. Thaylien doesn't do shit, so he just...
Oof, way to call him out.
That's really about it. Although Xeno said he does have something to add.
Right. Okay, so I'm actually genuinely really excited for this. No one else is going to give a shit, but I'm really excited. And this is one of those moments where Nasuth and Thaylien were like, look, my husbando, he's got a cool story to tell you. You got to sit there and you're going to like it. You got to clap at the end, right?
Wait,
so
Speedwagon's here?
Yes. But no, that's your waifu.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah.
Right.
Caesar's here?
So one of the elements to the visual side of Kanpai Cast is that when we display shows, we try to get you a bunch of information about the shows, like what genres the show, the name of the show. It's all depicted in the top left-hand corner, right? Now, one of these things that I've wanted to share with you all is the language information. Now, trying to get this information is nigh impossible, right?
Because Xeno's the only one who cares about it.
Well, no, because if someone wants to know if there's a dub of something,
I agree. No, I agree. Yeah. But I mean, on right. in sources where you would normally find this sort of thing, they don't generally seem to care about language.
AnyDB only sources the Japanese, right? And even then, they don't really source it through their APIs. MyAnimeList doesn't source it through their APIs. IMDb doesn't source it through their APIs. Wikipedia does not source it. Getting the language information of these shows has been the most ball-busting pain in the backside. We've ended up using a third-party service for the longest time possible that gets the information through less than legitimate means, because that actual information is exposed, right? You can guess what I'm referring to. Sorry. But again, the problem there is that it isn't 100% accurate. The best example I ever had was with, unfortunately, Najika Blitz Tactics.
Oh, no.
Everything that this external source said was that it was only in Japanese. However, we have been blighted with the fact to know that it does in fact have a dub, right? This week, I've spent weeks trying to fix this.
You have actually, I can attest to that. He has actually spent weeks on this.
Right. And then I worked out how to do it. I finally worked out how to curate the information. I'm not going to say who the source is because we're scraping the data, right? But how we're scraping it is basically we have the show URL. We know what the show is. We go to the show, and then on the show, there is a list of characters, right? And you can click on the character, and then it gives you a list of all the voice actors and the languages / nationalities associated with them, So finally, we now have accurate information as to which languages an anime is actually in, right? As long as it's on that resource. Now, if you are particularly interested, we do filter a lot of the main European-based languages. If there is a language you are particularly interested in, as a listener, please let me know. And I will make sure that that language is one of the ones that would be displayed on the actual thing, where Thalien's head is.
So we wouldn't have. I don't know what do they speak in India? Is it Hindi?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, we may not have Hindi listed, but if you want to see Hindi, Xeno can add that potentially.
Yes.
Potentially.
So the languages that we do collect are Japanese, English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, and Dutch. Right? Those are the ones that we filter for. Right? If there's any you want added to this list, we'll happily go get it. Right? If there is actually a dub of it in that language.
I don't.
There's only two types of things. Two types of people I hate in this world. First is people who are intolerant of other people's cultures. The second is the Dutch.
I think you mean the French, but that's okay.
No, he's making
that's culturally we culturally hate the French. That's just the dumb thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. So I think that does it for the preamble. Very cool, Xeno. Very cool. Thank you so much. For audio listeners, this means absolutely nothing to you. But you know, if you are listening to this on the audio and you are interested in the languages of any particular show, why not drop by the YouTube channel, skip to that section using the timestamps below, and find out what it is.
Absolutely.
That's definitely way easier than just going to IMDb and finding out for yourself.
If IMDb even has that information.
True.
I think IMDb is like one of the worst ones for it, because it'll list you all the Japanese actors, like, right, okay, and then it'll eventually list you like the English actors. But if you've got it all collapsed and things, you're just like,
you gotta go into like the full cast and crew. Yeah.
And it doesn't say which. It tells you the actor
but not the language,
character, but not the language.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Fuck you, IMDb.
Shall we go ahead
not sexy by either.
Who do we want to end on?
Who's got a good one?
I think technically I only have 7 because we're not doing this one, right?
Yes. I think we should end on Nasuth.
Really?
Sorry, we're not doing which one?
Yeah.
We're not doing Kaiju number 8.
Okay, yes.
Sure, we can end on Nasuth.
Yeah.
Right,
that's a good one to end on.
So yeah, just to segue in here, we're not touching Kaiju number 8 season 2 because it's only had 1 episode since we're recording this.
Technically, it's had 2. It's had episode 0, but we're not counting episode 0. That's episode 0. We don't. It's the first 3 episodes, not the first 3 episodes and the 0th episode. Yeah.
Laser.
But there are a few
3-episode rule, but you know.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, there's a few other shows that haven't had their 3rd episode out.
Yes.
Which
Sakamoto Days. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we go through them. But there was looking out to be so many that I was tempted to call this the 2.5 episode review.
Yeah,
okay, right. What?
If we're ending on me, then we should probably start with Thaylien.
Sure.
Yeah. So, have you guys got one you're interested in?
You know what? Shield Hero. I genuinely want you to.
Shield Hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah.
This is another one that's only had 2 episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's only had 2 episodes. And, from 2 episodes, this is a really tough one to rank because we've got the entirety of the 2 seasons before this to slog through, which were very difficult. I would rate this an acquired taste, but for the start of just these 2 episodes alone, I would put it at a 3-star.
Okay, not too bad.
Oh,
okay.
Actually gonna put the stamp on there. Hello, stamp.
Nasuth broke it.
Oh my
again.
God.
What am I looking at? Yep, resumed.
Do we want to start
Okay,
over, or
so-
do we want to just
May as well start over. No, let's just continue where we are. Like, yeah.
okay.
Let's
So
go from
acquired
here.
taste.
I can give it a rating. So it was going to be an acquired taste, and because of
3-star.
because of just these episodes, 3-star. This one is interesting to me because they're actually going to where the Shield Hero should have gone the first time. You know, the place that every viewer thought, well, why isn't he going there then? The place where they actually like the Shield Hero, right? And the second he gets there, you see why he hasn't gone there so far. It's because half the people love him for the fact that he's a Shield Hero. The other half want to use him in political power struggles.
Ah, that old chestnut.
We get this interesting dynamic, I think, because he's brought all of the half animal people with him. He's brought, Raftale, he's brought the what's her name, the Sardina, the orca.
Oh, the orca.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Orca. Brought Philo, of course, and then the Tiger Twins, who are getting better at combat and seem to be this is
Wily
like
Cat and
their
Wily Kid.
homecoming almost. Yes, except that I really like the sister. She's such a it's a, I'm gonna say, almost justified bitch. And I love her because she's got one thing, which is she wants to make sure that Naofumi is respected for the things he does. And that's it. She is single-minded. She is determined. She will call out kings and politicians if they get in the way of that. And she's also nearly got the fighting prowess to back it all up, which is great. But these first two episodes are very simple. They go to this new place, and the parties that are in control of the country are trying to hold him up, trying to keep him there. And they keep threatening him with things like, oh, but if you move on too soon, faith will be destroyed in our ruling class. There may be revolts, military coups. All of these things would be on you. Like, they'd lose faith in the Shield Hero if he went on too fast. Whereas other people are trying to move up the political ranks by saying, oh yes, but I could get you a ship to go to where you actually want to go. I could move things along for the right price. Trying to use the situation. And it's got this political intrigue, but you can see that now Fumi's just not into this. He's not buying it. He's going along specifically because he thinks that there's a better option somewhere than dealing with either of these two factions. And they kind of it's fun because one of the predictions from the Queen of Melramark actually is coming true. She said, the first thing they'll do when you get there is they'll try and surround you with a harem of noble girls. And the second thing they'll do is poison you. And
Interesting.
she's absolutely right, because the first time he gets into the baths, the big royal baths that they give him, he literally his heads-up display literally detects aphrodisiac being pumped into the bath via one of the fountains, and so he gets out and is like trying to put his towel on when this whole crowd of dressed in their swimsuit style animal girls comes in, like harpies and centaurs and everything, and hauling ass into this room, calling his name, and he has to put up the big meteor shield to try and keep them all out. They're like pressing themselves. Shield Hero, come out.
Oh my.
Just terrifying. And the raccoon, Rafchan, has to give her emergency howl and bring the girls running, which is a great way to get out of it. And then later on, because it's like the Queen's prediction was on point, he's like, waiting for them to try and poison him now. So when his heads-up display detects poison in the soup that they're served in the morning, it's served to everybody. And so he's literally been up making antidotes for poison ahead of time. And he drinks the soup as well. So everybody's had some. And then he gives a nod to all the people. When other people start choking on the poison, he brings out the antidotes for everybody to say, I don't care who tried to poison me. Fuck you all, I'm going to go home if this keeps going. And he turns that instant round on them to try and get them to actually sit down at a table and talk. We haven't seen how that's playing out yet, but this is actually more deliberate political intrigue than we've seen from Shield Hero before. And it's done with this contempt for the political system that I quite like. I just wish it didn't have to come at the cost of slogging through the last 2 seasons to get there.
I'm intrigued because, like, from what you've described, this is not selling it to me. This is like...
I'll tell you what, though, it sells it to me more than the underground fighting in season 3.
Yes.
All right.
So they have a goal to get to. They're trying to get to this, to Raptalia's homeland because of the events of season 3, where she accidentally wore the clothing that looks like the...
and declared herself a princess.
If you wear it, you declare yourself the empress. And...
Empress, that's it, yeah.
That's the thing with it. So they're trying to get there to clear things up, to stop the assassins from coming. I did like the little side scene of they've got the other heroes. The sword and the bow hero are still trying to purge themselves of the after effects of their sins running rampant. And it says, you guys stay here, recover, look after my home territory while I'm gone. I really wish I knew where Motoyasu was, because he may be an idiot, but he would be useful. And you just snap cut to him charging through the nighttime wilderness and destroying ninjas and dark priests that are trying to invade the territory. It's like, you will all die for the sake of my father-in-law, for Philo-chan. Which is
my
right. Should we
the stupidest shift.
Move on.
So yeah, no, I want to see where this one goes, because this one could be better than the other 2 seasons.
I think I'll wait until it's all out before I watch it.
Yeah, fair point.
Right. What do you want me to cover?
I want you to do Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show, since we all know that was in the news recently. Yeah,
sure. Okay then. Right, let me just bring it up on the screen. As soon as I remember what... there's the icon. Cool. Right. Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show is... It's an interesting take on, like, AR or VR games. I suppose more like VR than anything, right? So a full dive, there you go, full dive VR games. Like, we're talking Shangri-La Frontier, we're talking Sword Art Online. However, it's got very much of a big twist to it. So the idea is that game developers decided to try their hand at turning spells into video games, right? And they thought, hey, do you know what's a good idea? Let's get the Necronomicon and plug that into effectively a video game server. That can't possibly go wrong. And it turns out
Spoilers,
that the Necronomicon... well, with a name like the Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show, you kind of think so. But anyway, so first off, everyone's probably looking on screen right now and they're seeing like this weird Fall Guys Duplo ass what the shit graphics. Right, the good news is this is only episode 1. right? They specifically state that they're using terrible graphics because they have so many players to get rid of, right? But this is like the worst of all full dive MMOs or VR MMOs. When you die in the game, you become comatose in real life, right? But the point was that the Necronomicon is hosting 5 Eldritch gods, right? Cthulhu, shit, I can't remember what the other ones were. I know Cthulhu's in there because Cthulhu gets mentioned a lot. And I don't think so. But regardless, the whole point is that they are brought in, and they are these demonic entities are held to specific rules. So if they say, come play this game for us, and if you win, we'll give you like 1,000,000 yen or something like this. And if you do win, you do actually, they do have to pay out, right? And it's interesting in that regard that they're trying to establish a world, but like the first game is Fall Guys. Literally, the first game is Fall Guys. The second game is Bomberman.
Yes.
But basically, it turns out that these Eldritch gods are targeting streamers, like, you know, Twitch streamers and things like this. And there is a noticeable number of Twitch streamers that have fallen into a coma to the point of it's reported on the news, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So there's something up, and basically these Eldritch gods, they're now kind of at part scraping the bottom of the barrel, right? They're running out of like the top Twitch streamers to invite, so they're now inviting the lesser known ones, and one of them is our main protagonist.
I get to be famous.
One of them is our main protagonist, and it turns out that Cthulhu is actually inhabiting or has taken possession of her best friend, who is actually a very famous streamer and is currently comatose. And then, you know, when our main protagonist realizes this, it's fairly obvious, it's fairly generic. I'm going to give this a 1-star acquired taste, right? Because I realized I hadn't actually given this an actual rating at this point.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I feel like the show has...
Why is the 1-star not working now?
It's fine, as just ignore it.
Everything's broken for some reason.
Nasuth broke it for some reason. And yeah, I'm going to keep watching this for the time being, at least to the 6th episode. I didn't like the fact that episode 2 and 3 took that was a conjoined narrative. It's like, oh, can we make this more episodic, please? Instead of, you know, oh yeah, come back next week for the conclusion. Anyway, that's me. That was Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show.
Right. What would you like to hear from me?
Tell us about the summer Hikaru died.
Oh, you had to pick one of the good ones right off the bat. Well, let me tell you about the summer Hikaru died. This is a cautious acquired taste 4-star. It stamp. Hello. Oh my god, this.
Do you want to pause?
Does not like you.
Everything looks fine here. Should we just power through? I don't feel like stopping every 5 minutes when this breaks.
Sure.
All right, we're just powering through, everyone. If you don't see the stamps in the background, I apologize.
He'll do it in post. No, he won't.
Maybe. So, a cautious acquired taste 4-star. It does have must-watch potential, but it could honestly go quite badly. I am expecting a tragic ending, more in the line, in the vein of like Erased. But it does also give me some summertime rendering vibes, which always a good thing. You know how much we love summertime rendering here. So the basic idea is this kid named Hikaru went up to the mountains in this little sleepy village, right? And died. Just flat out died. No surprises here. And his body has been taken over by some kind of weird entity. Now the thing is, I don't know if this entity is good or not. On the one hand, it seems to be just genuinely curious about what it's like to be human, and because it has all of Hikaru's memories, it also is in love with our other main character. So it's kind of a boys' love story, weirdly. But at the same time, the villagers keep referring to this thing called oh god, where did I put it? Nonoki-sama, right? As an entity, an evil force that lives on the mountain. And the evil seems to have disappeared from the mountain and is now roaming around in the village. But I personally, even though you're watching Hikaru, or this Hikaru thing, puppet a dead boy's body around and potentially lie to his best friend in order to keep him around, even though we've got that, I think that is actually the good entity, and there is a bad entity that is actually starting to act in the town. One person's already dead. We've got a shadowy organization that's sort of X-Files-like, but they hunt down creatures like this. I think Hikaru was meant to be... Hikaru's dad died, apparently, many decades ago. Many decades? No, many years ago. And I think Hikaru was also... I think his dad and Hikaru both were meant to be sacrifices to keep Nonoki-sama on the mountain. Because the group talks about how the sacrifice didn't seem to work. Yes. A little on the artsy side. The first episode has a several minutes long section where there's just a woodwind quartet playing while we're shown images of the town and the characters, and Hikaru and his friend, Yoshiki. Yoshiki's his friend, that's right. It's already starting to kind of go into Silent Hill territory. There was this really weird, incredibly homoerotic scene where Yoshiki was literally reaching into Hikaru's abdomen and stuff, and his hand was going up towards the face, and the face started splitting apart because it's not really Hikaru, it's the creature, so it can just do that. And oh my god, it's just but the entire time Yoshiki is also that's who's on screen right now, is also dealing with this knowledge that his friend is dead. And this creature could kill him at any moment if he gives the secret away. But the creature also doesn't want to kill him because it's got Hikaru's memories and and Hikaru was in love with Yoshiki, and Yoshiki's in love with Hikaru. And so Hikaru doesn't want, or Yoshiki doesn't want to turn him in either, because in a weird way, he's still got Hikaru with him rather than Hikaru being just dead and gone forever. So it's really interesting. I'm quite, taken with it so far. It is a little on the slow side, but I kind of like that for what it's doing. It's keeping me so off balance that I'm also enjoying that. I don't know if he's the good guy or not, sort of thing, And I like the creature design too. You don't see it very often, but I like the creature design a lot. So yeah, that's the summer Hikaru died.
Nice.
Cool. Right.
Because of the tie-in, I think I want to talk about Lord of Mysteries.
Oh, okay.
So, speaking of entities piloting around dead people, this one is an acquired taste 5-star.
This is going to come up on... There we go.
Yeah. We can hope so. Acquired taste 5-star.
No stamps.
This is a Chinese production, and it's if Chinese mysticism met H.P. Lovecraft. We follow a gentleman from modern China who apparently, it's never quite clear, tried a mystic ritual for luck and has transmigrated his mind into the body of a young man called Clive in another world. Clive's former occupier seemingly played Sudoku with a bullet and ended up quite lightheaded. And his new owner can't seem to remember recent events. Those memories appear to have been quite scattered. In any case, the mystery begins. It begins a mystery of the mystic and horrific style, is what it's put in here, where an organization is trying to track down a journal that old Klein had in his possession on the fateful night. Whereas New Klein is trying to escape them at the start because they're trying to track it down. It pulls New Klein into this world of like Edwardian England, with top hats, horse-drawn carriages, and gas lights on the corner of the roads. And in this world, there exist people called Beyonders, and each of those possess strange and mystical powers. But again, in like the Lovecraftian way, Klein ends up joining one of these factions in order to become a Beyonder and keep old Klein's family secrets and keep them safe. Also to help disguise his identity as somebody who's, come from another world into this body. I just love the theme of this. I love the effort they've put into the moods of each setting, the backgrounds, this big red moon that they put up every night. We're trying to get through these episodes with exactly as much information as the show's given us, and only a little bit more than it's given the main character. So we're discovering it as we go. And it's a very good way of telling this particular type of story, because you're never quite sure what's really happening, or whether it's some vision that he's being given by the mystic powers, until something happens to either snap him out of a vision or to throw him into a new one. And I love the description of the Beyonders too, because this is where the Chinese mysticism comes in. So it turns out there's 22 paths to power, where you start at the lowest of the class at sequence 9 and end up ascending to sequence 1. And it's said that sequence 1 has the powers to rival God. Now, you get that power by drinking rare poisonous potions to unlock them. And these are powers like the Nightmare, who can force you to relive visions of your past, which are viewable by the Beyonder to gain information. Or the Seer, who can use somebody's belongings to douse for their location and view hidden things.
Thaylien,
and there's even cool art.
Would you say that these potions are too powerful for normal adventurers?
They're actually genuinely poison.
Sorry, it's a reference to a meme. Never mind.
No, I was antiing your meme.
Oh, okay.
Because I am not. Because there is no potion seller in this one. There's alchemists still, but there's even cool artifacts that work a little like the SCP, like a cursed puppet that, if you free it, will select somebody within 5 meters to turn into a puppet victim and drain life from them. So everybody has to wave their arm in the air constantly to see if one of them's been targeted, because their arm will stop moving. And then you can slap them on the shoulder to free them of the effect before it hurts them. So it's proper horror mystery stuff with people warping into monsters, shadows coming to life. You're never quite able to tell reality from the visions. And I just love this world they're creating for us, and the powers we're seeing that have emerged from it. Yeah, it's whoever wrote this in China obviously loved H.P. Lovecraft and the settings that he's had, but wanted to give it his own twist. So I'm definitely keeping watching this one.
Is this the one you told me to wait until more of it comes out because it's Chinese?
Yes. I think that you would hate the native language version.
Right.
have to
No,
watch
that's
subtitles too much.
That's that really has the problem with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I do have that.
Because it's one of those ones that you do want to be able to look at everything without watching the subtitles. I find myself flicking back to the subtitles too much. If this was dubbed, I would watch this far more readily in dub version because it's beautiful to watch.
That is fair. Okay.
So, depending on how it ends up and how deep it goes, this could crank up to a must watch. So, yeah, that's Lord of Mysteries.
All right.
Right, what do you want me to do next?
Let's get the one that doesn't have all its episodes out of the way. The Seventh Prince.
Gachiakuta is also like that.
Yes, but
yeah. Do you want to talk about Gachiakuta?
It's the one that it's the one that you're watching as opposed to the one that Nasuth and Bai are both watching as well.
Fair.
So it's unique to you.
Right. But I was reincarnated as a seventh prince so I could take my time perfecting my magic ability. This is hilarious. I am so happy it's got a second season. This entire show is utterly stupid. However, so many people that are anti-isekai may not get on board with this. So I personally give this a 4-star acquired taste. I genuinely love this level of tomfoolery. Where's my 4 stars? Thank you. Right. For everyone else's benefit, that was me yelling at Nasuth because you didn't put the stars on. Right. So
faster with those hotkeys, Nasuth.
Yeah. God damn it. It's
like I made
my fingers only move so fast when they're like this.
Anyway. Right. So this is the second season where our lovable scamp prince called Lloyd is basically by far the greatest mage in existence, right? His mana is so rich and dense. Demons and angels cannot possess him. Because the whole idea is that demons and angels have more mana than any other human. So they're like, right, we can dwarf your mana and just possess your body. We can just take control of you. The reason why the angel just then was so fat was because he expended the majority of his mana fighting Lloyd. And for Lloyd to prevent the angel from basically ceasing to exist because Lloyd wants to learn divine magic, Lloyd decided to feed him some of his mana. And that's why the angel was so fat. The show...
Some of his mana.
Destroyer.
Yeah, the show is dumb. It is tongue-in-cheek. I will highlight that Lloyd is very androgynous. It is, he has the figure of a female character, but is very much male mindset.
Just like it's Ernestia Chevalier.
I could give you that, right? Very, and I feel that the author wanted the main character to be a girl, however, couldn't swing that past the editors. And that's why he looks as effeminate as he is, or vice versa. The show is dumb fun. It is all about escalation. It is all about the power fantasy, but the show has earned it. Unlike the vast majority of isekai shows or just reincarnation shows in general, where the main character doesn't do shit to earn the power he gains from... Yeah, he doesn't earn... Well, I mean, the majority of the power fantasies are isekais or...
God, these days, you're not wrong.
But the whole point is that he has earned this because you see him experimenting. You see him spending, days just toiling over some of the stuff. Like, you see... in the first season, he is learning how to enchant weapons by basically deconstructing already existing enchanted weapons and then trying it for himself. He's trying to make the enchantments so complicated that the swords that he's enchanting can't support it and they fracture and crack, right? It's nice to see that he doesn't just get it, right? I watched the first episode of season 2, and then in the week between episode 1 and 2, I watched the whole of season 1 again, right? It honestly is a good series. I think that if you like isekai, you'll love this sort of stuff. If you don't, this may not be for you, but you never know until you try it. So I would recommend go try it for yourself. This is one of the very few that I've really gelled with. Oh, it's also animated very beautifully. There you go.
All right.
That is, I was reincarnated as the 7th prince so I could take my time perfecting my magic ability. Season 2.
Nice.
Oh, these names are out of control. Right. So we're ending on Dan. What do you want to hear next then?
Clevatess, actually.
Yeah, why not?
Clevatess. God, that name is so hard to say.
It is.
Really?
Right. So I did not like this one very much.
Right.
I gave it a nothing special. That one. No? Why is that not working? Oh my god. There we go. Nothing special, 4 stars. I'm having to do this manually. It is not fun. It's honestly, it's beautifully done. It's really dark and brutal. It is not afraid to pull any punches, but it's also just it feels very surface deep. It feels like it's being dark just to be dark and edgy, and not actually to for any real goal beyond that. It also starts out with a really long info dump at the beginning, which is not a good sign already. They do try to make it seem a little... It's pretty long. It's a good 2-3 minutes.
Considering it was an extra long episode, that's not long.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute episode.
Please keep going, I'll shut up.
It's still a pretty long info dump. But again, like I said, they do try to make it seem a little natural. It's a conversation between a father and daughter. The father's explaining, the legend of the heroes to the daughter. But I still wasn't putting me in a good place to begin with. Somebody definitely played way too much Monster Hunter, looking at all the special weapons that the heroes had at the beginning. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, somebody played a whole lot of Monster Hunter. It does drop a lot of little mysterious comments early on, but I don't feel like they've paid off at all by episode 3. Not a single one of them. I don't know why I wrote that. Since I heard the beast's name, I knew what the twist was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, the show's called Clevatess.
Oh, because the show's called Clevatess. Yes, exactly,
yes.
yeah. So I knew he was going to become, the main character somehow.
Yes.
It's basically what... So, Clevatess, in the beginning, there's a bunch of heroes that attack it, because it's this dark, fell beast, whatever that means. They don't really...
One of the 4 great lords of monsters that keeps the races of the humanoid races locked inside their lands.
Yeah,
basically.
But they don't really explain it beyond that. They don't explain why. They don't explain really anything. But the heroes go to attack him because the humans want to branch out. They want to be not trapped in this tiny little area. And in retaliation, after killing them, he goes to destroy the entire city that they came from. Very much if Fatalis in Monster Hunter actually attacked a city. But But again, this starts my problems because I don't know why, after he destroyed the city, he stops to talk to this insignificant human with a crying baby. He comes up with an ad hoc explanation later that he wants to explore what it means to be human. So he's going to take this baby and raise it to see if humans are actually good or bad.
No, after he's defeated the heroes, he says, like, I wish I could learn more about the humans. But I have to punish them now because they're being dicks.
Yeah, he wants to find their power, but then he's
saying
I
wish I could understand humans is not the same as taking a baby to raise it to see if humans like
when that dying person calls out to you and says, even though you are the monster who just destroyed the world, if someone's desperate enough to call out to you and say, no, please look after this child, that's intriguing.
No, I disagree.
I disagree with Thaylien, and I disagree. That's like Godzilla's like, no, please don't kill me, Godzilla!
Exactly.
And Godzilla just step on them like, what? I didn't hear nothing.
Saying, no, please don't kill me, Godzilla. It's because this is Clevatess is intelligent and is.
So is Godzilla. You try to say Godzilla's not intelligent.
Godzilla doesn't talk.
This thing is a force of nature, right? Again, like Godzilla, I do not see why it would stop. Anyway, then we have another info dump. Then we get to see somebody's fetish when Clevatess forces the female hero that he's resurrected to bare her breasts to it. That's definitely somebody's fetish. To the baby, yes. Tries to get her to feed the baby. And then again, I knew at some point he'd transform into a human. When the show stopped being dumb, it's being predictable. I just have nothing but like all of that was episode 1. Episode 2 is kind of just the same, except now they're in the human world and they get captured by fucking bandits, right? So it's trying to show us how dark and I will say this, right? I credit where it's due. Not as bad as Ubel Blatt. Ubel Blatt was dark and edgy, but had no connective tissue between events, it felt like. This one actually at least makes sense in where they are and what they're doing and why they're doing it. But again, by the end of episode 3, we still don't really know anything about the world or the characters or what Clevatess is, why it's so powerful. Really nothing beyond Red Metal Special, and he can do whatever he wants except when he makes the dead hero do it for reasons.
Yes,
tell me why I'm wrong.
The biggest No. I think one thing that really is a deterrent for me. To me, this shares a lot of trying to say this without triggering Nasuth. It shares a lot of the framework that Hell's Paradise does, but it did worse with it. And the fact that by episode 3, the fact that we're still dealing with the fucking bandits is just like, I swear nothing happened in episode 3 at all. It's just like, it was just so much standing around talking. I'm just like,
I mean, we did see her kill a bunch of them, but I mean,
she killed a bunch of people. We saw we found out the history of another person who's likely to become another main character with them. The wet nurse.
I don't know if she will, though.
No, I'm not so. I was sure that she was going to be when they actually did this full backstory on her.
Because I've seen the
poster.
That was episode 3 happened.
What are you talking about? That wasn't 3. That was 2.
No. What happens to her in 3?
Yeah,
but that wasn't her backstory or anything.
No,
that was in episode 2.
Episode 2 was her backstory.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was her talking to her older sister.
In episode 3, we had this whole thing of the hero girl now not being able to die as long as Clevatess says she can't.
Yes, that is also true.
You know? And her pushing the boundaries of that.
I personally am like on tenterhooks whether or not I'm going to keep watching this, because like I'm probably going to watch the end of this story piece at least, unless it goes beyond episode 4. and then make a decision, because like, I'm sorry, 3 episodes to actually make any headway. It's like fucking. We've basically already had
like,
4.
In a different show, I might be able to forgive that, but in a show like this, where it seems to be more about the action, if they're not going to give us any actual story beats to follow, then 3 episodes is too long.
But like, I couldn't forgive it for Hell's Paradise. I don't think I can forgive it for this. So
I don't know. I get a different feeling from this than Hell's Paradise, but that's me.
Anyway,
and that's Clevatess.
That is Clevatess.
Right.
Okay, pick one for me, gents.
The Shy Hero and the Assassin Princesses, because I'm also watching this.
Oh, excellent. So this one is kind of cute. I just gotta find my little thing because I've got 14 reviews here. So I've been really harsh with this one. Okay, I've been way harsher than Xeno because I mentioned it to him before. And I'm giving it a nothing special 4-star. Because it is nothing special in the sense of you could watch this or you could not, and you'd have no real view either way. But it is cute. As I say, it's a nice set of tropes it plays with, and I love that it just simply doesn't take itself seriously at all. We have a hero that's actually very powerful, but so shy that he passes out when pushed too far by flirting. Then we have 3 girls that are out to kill him. One of the Demon King's daughters, who has to prove herself by killing a hero.
To gain independence.
Yes. The next is a paid assassin who's pretending to be a priestess.
She's a strong, independent demon who don't need no hero.
She's she's not pretending. She's paid to wear that because she refused to initially.
Yeah, but she's pretending to be the priestess because she's paid to. We don't know why people are paying her to kill him, though. They haven't explained that. You know, she's just taken the contract and has to wear a priestess outfit while she does it. And the owner of the most popular S&M club in the kingdom.
Same reason they had bar doubles for Queen Amidala or Senator Amidala.
Sure, whatever.
She's gonna get blown up in a bomb.
Anyway.
And anyway, then the third one is the owner of the most popular S&M club in the kingdom, who wants to kill him in a different way than the others.
Yeah, I don't understand her motivation at all. It's just
odd.
Like, it doesn't really elaborate as to why she's doing it. It's just like she's just out to do it.
Yes, it seems to be. Maybe she wants to conquer him and kill him as at the end. Of it
now I see why Xeno likes this one at least.
No, actually, there's a genuinely good reason. But keep going.
The show is starting out as an excuse for our hero to be genuinely strong, upstanding, and kind, while the other 3 are actively competing to be the ones to take him out. They seem evenly matched with each other, so they've decided to take it in turns. You know, as each one believes that the others can't actually kill him, and they'll be the ones to kill him in the end. But as time goes on, our hero is just being sincere and caring towards them, which makes me believe they're all going to fall for him and help him on his adventure. The show's basically setting up this whole thing of, guys, help! I got Dare to join the hero's party, but now we've been adventuring together for years, killed the demon lord, saved the kingdom, we're in a committed relationship, and I think it's time this game of chicken just had to stop. What do I do, guys?
Form your own polycule.
Yes. It's my trash show of the season. Because it genuinely is it's not taken seriously. It is doing these jokes for the sake of the jokes, and I'm using this as like as a yardstick to compare to the other ones. I'm committing to the bit the same way the girls are. I like the simple humor that anytime they want to actually be themselves, they just flirt with the guy a bit. He gets knocked out, and then they can talk to each other normally and start plotting against him to take his life. But they can't actually take his life because he's too strong. Also too nice.
Silly.
So personally, I rate this like a 1 or 2 star acquired taste, right? This shares a lot of the same beats as I Parry Everything and from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, right? The interesting things here, like, one, is the main hero ever gonna snap out of just not being able to talk to women? The good news is yes, right?
Yes.
Because I was concerned that this was going to turn into Jahi and he would just freeze up every single time. The other thing that actually got me interested in this show was, so he's been struggling to form a party to do adventuring with any other people, and he needs a party to do it every single time he goes up to new aspiring adventurers. He basically looks like, you know, Guts from Berserk, and he's going to rip someone's head off, right? The guy's got a scar across half the side of his face, and very, very
he can't smile without intimidating people.
The interesting
like
part of this,
he's like that one guy in Comey, the big blonde kid,
yes,
who looks really intimidating, but is actually a big softy who is nervous as fuck. Right. Okay.
Now, the one of the things that was really interesting, so like a lot of the time with these shows, one staple of the formula is that they always oversell how dangerous a situation was, right? So if this was a E rank quest, he's like, oh, that must have been like an A rank quest or an S rank quest or a quadruple S rank quest or whatever, right? You know, it's like but the funny thing in this show, and I think they've understood this, you know, the authors understood the assignment, is they go do an E rank quest, which is just go find some iron in a cave. While they're there, some slimes turn up, and slime's like the easiest monster there.
E-ranked monster
to murder. But when our demon girl decides to take her turn at trying to murder him, she turns the dead slimes into a super slime, right? And he, I don't want to say he barely survives, but it's a lot harder to fight the thing because it is completely immune to his physical attacks and things. But he now has that in his mind that is an E rank mission, right? And it makes perfect sense for him to think that's what E rank missions are, because he didn't know that the demon lord girl is trying to murder
into
him.
The giant slime.
He thought it was naturally occurring.
Right.
Yes. And that works for me.
It would have been an S rank for anybody else, except he was able to survive it. So he's actually really strong. And that's borne out by some of the later episodes, isn't it? It's like one of them has the ability to create a bomb that deals more damage based on how powerful the opponent is.
Yeah.
But the drawback is, of course, that it takes a long time to conjure, and then she has to physically attach it to a person. So it's massively weak in combat. But because she can flirt with him and knock him out, she just does that, and then attaches this, charges up this ability, puts it on him. But then she's going, oh, will you be the first person to pass a 30-centimeter bomb ball? When it's expanding for damage,
like a balloon.
No, and no, it grows 10 feet across.
Well, no, the point to Nasuth was like this thing grows in size like a balloon.
Yes, it grows in size like a balloon, and it just keeps going and going and going and going until she's like, no, I'm not gonna survive this. I can't get out of the blast radius. What the fuck is he? Wakes him up, and he's able to throw it away in time to throw it far enough that it puts a hole in a mountain instead of in him.
There you go.
So yeah, no. As far as Shy Hero goes, it's a silly show. It doesn't take itself seriously, but I'm still going to keep watching it.
I think the important thing is that he doesn't jahi it up, and it's always the same joke every single time. We're like, oh no, he big muscular man. He go stop now.
But then, of course, as Eno said, it's not always doing that, because at one point he even like bites his hand to give himself pain so he doesn't pass out
immediately.
Immediately upon needing to say something important, or what he feels important, and so he's able to say it and then passes out after.
Right. Should we move forward?
Yes.
Cool. Right. Do we need to pause first, Nasuth? As his machine is clearly imploding.
No.
Okay. Right. What do you want me to cover next?
Oh gosh, I really want to hear about Nyaight of the Living Cat, but I also want to save it. How about you tell us about Busamen Gachi Fighter instead?
No, I want to leave that to last.
Damn it. How
Let's
about
get Gachiakuta out of the way then, because that's not
Yeah.
Right, okay. Gachiakuta.
Ignore that.
Gachiakuta. 2 episodes. Genuinely, I want to give this a 5-star, nothing special.
Right.
Right.
I thought you'd rank this lower than me.
So the thing with Gachiakuta is that it is so heavily stereotypical shonen.
Oh god,
jump,
is it? Oh god, is it?
right? I genuinely don't know. I think Nasuth and I have stopped and started the timer at the same time. Okay. This follows the trend, right? If you like Bleach, you'll very much like Gachiakuta. If you like One Piece,
no, not Bleach. I think if
Who's
you like
reviews
Jujutsu
this?
Kaisen, I think it's more Jujutsu Kaisen. I think
Whose
whoever's
reviews
written
this?
It's yours, but I don't think it's either of those two.
shushies.
Actually, I think it's more like Hell's Paradise.
Parody sometimes. Right. If you like Bleach, then I think you'll like Gachiakuta, right? I
Even
do
though it's
like.
nothing like Bleach.
Oh, fuck off.
All right.
I was being good.
Are you done? Right. I do not think this is like Demon Slayer or JJK because of the way the show is paced, right? The fact is that our main protagonist has a hidden power that awakens due to some trauma. He is rejected by societal norms, yada yada yada. He finds himself in a completely strange world and sets him up to be like, oh, he's the one character that has this ability that no other character has. This is just stereotypical Shonen Jump, right? I
Except
don't
he's
even
not
know.
the only character with that ability.
No, he's the only one. He's the only one that can control multiple items.
That is true. That is actually true.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Right.
That is a fair. He can
Right?
dual wield.
Said in episode 2, right?
He can dual wield
control
like
multiple
Kirito.
items. But the whole point is that it just feels like it's setting up our main protagonist to be lost in a world that he doesn't fully understand. He's going to do so much world exploring, and he's going to do whatever he can to get back to the world he knew, to find the character that
said,
betrayed him.
I do like his response at the end of episode 2 when they ask him to join their group of cleaners. I don't think it'll actually end up. I think he'll still end up joining them. But I like that he didn't just immediately be like, oh, yes, I'd love to. You know,
if I were a betting man,
he's still gonna join.
I would, yeah, of course. Right, if I were a betting man, I would say he's going to end up in a situation where he's in over his head, either fighting another cleaner and getting his ass handed to him, or fighting a monster that another cleaner comes in and just farts in the face of and murderizes.
Oh,
and
you mean like the first time he met a cleaner? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's gonna get beaten up, he's gonna get roughed up, and then he's like, I see the value in joining the cleaners. And then he's gonna join the cleaners.
It's gonna be a
But
situation
again,
where
I
they need to
don't-
have more than one cleaner. Because, you know, he was just saved by one cleaner. But if he gets in a
Yes.
situation where they need like 4 or 5 of them, then he'll be like, oh yes, I
Yes.
see the value of groups now. Maybe.
Now,
The thing is-
That might be too smart for this show.
I am gonna do the due diligence of watching at least the 3rd episode. But
Yes.
the way that this show is coded, I am more than likely going to go, nope, I want to wait for Demon Slayer and JJK to finish before I pick up anything else like this again.
I mean, you know
right.
me. I kind of like a little shonen trash now and then, but I am not
Yeah.
into this one.
Well, I like Demon Slayer. That's shonen trash, right? But I can only tolerate so much.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
I do
But,
like
I think
the idea that objects can be given so much love and attention that they gain a quote unquote
Yes.
soul. But like,
And-
yeah,
Yeah, and that's why I know that they did this thing of, oh, he can use multiple things. No, he can't. No, it's his gloves.
yeah, it's his gloves.
His gloves
Yeah.
turn other things into weapons. So the gloves are his weapons, not the everything. Everything he touches becomes an extension because the gloves are holding it.
That might
That's-
actually be the
that's the thing.
case. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that might actually be the case.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It is definitely his
So-
gloves. His gloves are definitely his object.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
but there was
And so
also
he-
something special about his hands as well. His hands are like, ugh, they're all freaky.
His hands are all
Yes, yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
why he's got the gloves on.
They
Yeah.
have the radiation.
And why he's
I'm
giving so
guessing-
much love into his gloves. No gloves,
Yeah.
no love.
I'm guessing that whatever it was that's caused that is whatever gives the cleaners their power. Is
Oh.
that he's become corrupted by that.
I
Yeah,
want
because his dad
to
is
give
also
a warning.
like some mysterious
Hold on.
person who went crazy, and yeah.
I want to give a genuine warning. Episode 2, there is a scene
It goes a little far in a couple places.
where you think he's bitten off someone's fingers, right? That's not what happens. If you're gonna watch this, fucking brace yourself, because like oh no, my gut turned when I saw that.
So that
Right.
was Gachiakuta. What do you want me to do? What do you hear about?
Ones we haven't.
Do you want to hear about
Shares.
Shonen Trash? Not Shonen Trash. Absurdist comedy. Regular sitcom.
Onmyo, Kaiten.
Oh, you want to know about Shonen Trash? Okay.
Oh. Shonen
Yeah.
Trash. Onmyo Kaiten Rebirth Verse.
Yeah. So that one, it's not bad, but it is Shonen Trash, so I can't rate it very highly. It is in fact an acquired taste. 2-star. Two star. Why is that?
I think that shortcut does something else, Nasuth.
There we go. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
I say that because we're hearing system noises when
the
you type
Windows
any
sound.
press
Yeah,
it.
I know. I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, everything's really broken today, and I don't know why. So Rebirth Verse, 2-star acquired taste. It really could slip all the way down into nothing special quite easily, but currently there are enough interesting ideas there to keep me invested for now. I will probably at least give this until episode 6. If my schedule permits. This is pretty low on my list of things to keep up on. I so far, I don't think I've seen an isekai where the person gets visions of the other world before going there. This guy apparently has seen this priestess woman that he ends up meeting in the other world, like, almost 2,000 times. And then after the 1999th vision of this other world, he ends up dying. I'm not sure if it still counts as a truck-kun kill if he dove off a cliff to avoid Truck-kun.
Yeah.
Still counts. Still counts
I think it
one?
counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Because
it's like
The vending machine counts at that, even though it was the vending machine that killed him.
collateral damage.
It came off the back of the truck.
Ah, fair enough. The Truck-kun was still involved. The other world is really weird. It's essentially a lot like I can't remember the name of the town, but it's like ancient Kyoto. But they've got all this weird like magitech around. They've got like big floating screens that tell them that when there's an attack about to happen from this weird mist stuff that appears. The city seems to be like completely walled around or something. Maybe. They've got like things that they wear on their hand that let them use their magic ability better. They pilot giant mecha, but the mecha are fueled by magic. It's really a weird, interesting mix of things.
Batman
But
Ninja.
it could also what?
He was saying a bad word.
Oh, but like it also feels a lot kind of like a video game because they're in the city. Oh, there's a warning. The mist is about to attack. Oh, they need to go in and fight the mist, kind of like in Reboot when the games would come down into the city and they'd have to go into the games. Only certain people are allowed to go in there and fight. Everyone else is turned to like stone, weirdly, but they can be destroyed. And he also appears to be in kind of a time loop. So in the first time he's there, he meets the priestess. She doesn't know who he is. Nobody knows who he is, even though he remembers them. And through various situations, the priestess ends up in one of these Black Mist events, and he is unable to save her. And in the process, he dies. But it resets him to like 2 weeks ago. And this time around, he's able to learn more about how to use the weird magic they have. Of course, he's got his own special ability that only comes out when he's in desperate need. Because, of course he is. But I can kind of forgive it in this case because it seems like he was chosen specifically for something by some power that we don't understand yet. So, I'm a little alright with that. But they need to explain it before it goes on for too long. Otherwise, I'm going to be more angry. MC is pretty dumb, but he's like very earnest and has a lot of tenacity and goodwill for other people. Like nobody believes him. Nobody believes his story, which is really nice. They do eventually because he kind of proves it by predicting when the next mist will come. But because he's just so good-natured and everything, they end up giving him a chance. And there's a little bit of drama between two of the fighters, but that gets wrapped up in like the same episode that it starts in. So that's all right. Felt like a little bit of a diversion, but it also brings that other character closer to working with him. So no, I'll let it slide again. There's a lot of stuff like that, very shonen. They have a conflict, and after the conflict, they're better off, sort of thing. It's not great. It's low acquired taste. If you like shonen, this is pretty good. It's not offensive, at least, and has some interesting ideas that hopefully actually go somewhere. Otherwise, I'll be very sad.
Onmyo Kaiten ReBirth verse. Very strange name. At least it's not like 40 words long for the title.
Well, the Onmyo is because there's a priest sort of class in Japan that are the Onmyo, and one of the most famous one I believe is Seme Abe, who is in the show, of course, because why wouldn't he be? And so, but all the people that can fight in the mist are Onmyo. So yeah, and I think Kaiten is the name of the city, maybe.
Possibly.
And then, of course, obviously, he's been reborn at least once into this other universe. So it is a weird name, but I think it at least makes sense in its own way. And at least it's not 5 million words long. All right, Thaylien.
Go on. What do you want to hear?
Speaking of something that's 5 million words long, Reborn is a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Season 2.
Hey. So, Reborn is a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Season 2. I'm ranking this higher. This is an acquired taste 4.
Poop 4. Got it.
So it's higher than the original series based on these 3 episodes alone. Well, they had action, they had adorableness, and even revealed character backstory and growth. And the characters we've actually been introduced to this season so far, they're all old, experienced adventurers. So they're not only these really cute, adorable old people, but they're all ex-adventurers. So they're able to give some combat tips and actually like be badass old people at the same time. Like an archer whose passive observation skill is so good that they can detect some monsters moving behind a hill and hit them with arrows that she curves over the top of it. But she does it, in a creaky old person way, which is it's adorable. And did you know that the largest vending machine in the world was an ice vending machine in a port in Japan, made for refilling the ice compartment of fishing ships?
I think I did hear that somewhere.
Yeah, it's 18 meters tall.
Where.
And did you know that if you drop one from a great height, it can destroy a manifestation of an evil lich? Because I definitely didn't know that one.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure.
The combined power of this vending machine's transformation. The combined power of his transformation is 2 extra skills, which is one is a shield and the other's mild telekinesis. What he can do with that is legitimately terrifying. So, like, the shield lets him either keep things in it or reject them at high speed. So when he's the giant ice tower, he can use his telekinesis to pick up the ice he vends, shape it into blocks, and then reject it from the shield, firing ice missiles at monsters. Similarly, he can be ridiculous and use the old Mentos and Coke trick to make bottle grenades that he just vends straight into bunches of monsters.
Didn't he do that in the first season?
He did. Well, he did it with a frog. He filled it full of Coke and then threw Mentos in it. But then suddenly terrifying, where he turns, because he's working on video game logic, he can level up his stats as well. But he leveled up his stats and became one of the water vending machines that you see, like for spraying down your car at the petrol station. But now, because of his level stats, he can put out a high-pressure jet that slice weak monsters in 2. That's a silly show with a silly premise. And while the first season had a lot of situations where a vending machine producing things that this world has never seen before was what solved the problem, these first 3 episodes are more on par with this guy's into a place, I'm going on adventures, and these are legitimate adventures to go on. Fighting a lich, seeing the strata. The city comes under attack, and he has to plug up a hole in the wall by using one of his vending machine skills, which is mount to concrete. So he generates a concrete slab under himself, and then does it 10 times more to chalk up a hole in the wall. And he runs on coins, as all vending machines do. So one of the little things they have to do to help him get to that stage where he can use his giant vending machine form and make these concrete blocks is they go to the rich noble girl's house and they get 110 gold coins and just plug them into him over and over and over again, so that he ends up with 110,000 points to spend on doing crazy shit. So it's they're treating it more like this this proper adventure, and yet he's still a vending machine. He's trying to learn to talk by stringing together the syllables of the things he can say, and he's limited by things like that, so he can partially say other people's names or get things across by saying, you instead of the letter U in a word, and so on. It's the equivalent of putting together sounds that kind of sound like Japanese, and it's mostly working. So he's still very limited in what he can't really move around. He can't really talk to people, and he is stuck as a vending machine. But the vending machine itself is terrifying. It's the first 3 episodes were fun, and I think this is worth actually watching the rest of the season for. So yeah, that's...
What? Sorry, I fell asleep. All I heard was terrible isekai trash.
Nasuth, I was there with you. I think we had the same dream.
And you were there. Sorry, no, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I wasn't, because I was on the outside telling the story. I'm so glad that my ASMR storytelling voice is working now. So, but that was Reborn as a vending machine. I now want the Dungeon Season 2.
Wait, that was your ASMR storytelling voice? I thought that was the Let's Make a Thunderstorm voice, because that's what's currently happening right now.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had to close the window.
Hopefully that'll cool things off a bit for you.
Well, this is the second or third one we've had today.
It's just bloody hot and humid.
Well,
So
yeah, but now that the sun's going
still
down,
human.
hopefully. Anyway.
It'll only really cool down if the wind picks up.
Anyway,
so that's that one. What are we going on to with Xeno?
Yeah,
what complete now?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Nasuth, what are we Xeno?
Oh, go ahead and do Night of the Living Cat. Why not?
Night of the Living Cat. Right. Where is it? That one. Right. I
better get this right.
I am. Huh?
You better get this right.
This is a bit of a hard one. I think right now I need to give this a tentative acquired taste 1. Right.
I think that's fair.
There's effectively.
What did I give it?
Okay, let me just paint the picture first, right? So Nyaight of the Living Cat is effectively a zombie horror series, as if it was a zombie horror movie, but instead of zombies, it's actual alive cats. And the cats carry a virus which turn people into cats if they come into physical contact with you. They don't have to just it's weird though.
It needs to be skin to skin contact. Or skin to fur contact.
Because like the 3rd episode kind of like, wait a second, we forget the skin to fur contact thing, or
what do you
mean?
Well,
no, they didn't.
I thought the thing with the
You talking about the guy that went back to turn back on the circuit breaker?
Yeah.
I think we just didn't see that they left for him.
Okay, fine. But the whole point is that cats are acting normally for the most part before the Nyan-apocalypse. And
the Nyandemic.
It should also be stated that
the Nyandemic.
The cats are genetically engineered specifically to be better cats.
Well, I thought it was
that's where the virus
first cat was. Yeah, that's the first cat was genetically engineered. But as a result, it carried a virus, and then the virus now transmits to other cats, and unfortunately people as well.
That might actually be.
So in the 2nd episode, I think it is, maybe in the 1st, you see a moment where one person who has been infected turns into a cat, and then other cats brush up next to it and then get infected, like their skin sort of like crawls kind of thing. So their third episode. Right,
their fur bristles.
What's not helping the situation is in this world that they've created, 95% of people are cat owners in this world.
Yes, they love
so there's
cats.
way more cats than in this world.
So I don't think we know if it's limited to just Japan or if there are other countries that are experiencing this as well. The thing is, you can take it about as seriously as the name, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The funny part is the fact that they're treating it like a super serious apocalypse, but they're doing it in such a goofy way. That's where the humor comes from.
Some of the funny is the fact that like they are trying generic ways to stop cats from coming into contact with you.
Yes.
The bottle of water thing, I have never heard of that before.
Oh, it's
Right?
because if the sun shines on it and reflects it, the cats don't like the reflections in their eyes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
I have actually heard that. Same with the snake.
That's a Japanese
the cucumber.
The cucumber thing, I've 100%. For everyone else's benefit, the cucumber thing is they think it's a snake.
I even love that he did the whole thing where he was like, "Don't ever do what I just did." It is actually really mean to do that to your cats.
Yes.
The animation is rough. I'm not gonna lie, the animation is rough. Especially with Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, just look at the still that's on the screen right now. I mean, like, you know, that's pretty damn rough.
That is bad, but it is a comedy moment where she's staying in the same position and falling backwards off a tree because she can't climb it.
Anyway,
so it's supposed to look like that.
And well, I mean, I disagree with that. I'm pretty sure this is her mid-fall,
but yeah. Anyway.
I think they've put a lot of effort into the CGI cats. They don't use the CGI cats constantly, but where there's a lot of generic movement, where there's a lot of far shots, they use CGI cats, and it does look pretty damn decent for what it is.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah.
I don't know where they can go with this narrative, in all honesty. I think this would have been better had it been like a 2-hour animated movie, right? But
probably
time will tell. Thaylien has mentioned off camera, that you're gonna wait for this to finish before you binge watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm
silly in that respect.
Do the same. I'm very inclined to do the same and see if I can.
That's not a bad idea. So I do wish there was an English dub of this because it would be much easier to get through. But I'm enjoying it. As a cat lover, I catch all these little things that they put in there, and then also the terrible references like the cat with the red cape named Tetsuo, or Freddie fucking Mercury, or
wait. Did you notice it in episode 3? Did you please tell me you spotted the alien reference with Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
They
also, the food scene was like almost as intense as something from Food Wars, with him walking through the wading through the sauce. Oh my god!
I have this thing. What I need to make clear to the audience is that they play the zombie survival scenes exactly as if they were zombie survival scenes.
Yes.
Okay, they are as scared of turning into cats as anyone else is scared of turning into zombies, right? But the fact that they're cats makes every single one of those scenes hilarious.
And that they're cat lovers.
Yes, they are all cat lovers. So instead of, say, a SWAT team rolling out with water cannons or something to, like, spray back the cats.
Yes, the military's unable to do anything. They have a line.
The military can't hurt them.
I know cats are omniscient and omnipotent, but they must have a weakness. It's like, what the fuck?
And the tropes, like, when she's coming through, when they're coming through a hole in the wall, it's like, oh my god, are cats liquid?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Before this gets much longer, should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We've spent enough time on that.
Nyaight of the Living Cat.
Right. I don't have many left.
No.
Sakamoto Days.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hear about Sakamoto Days? So that one's only got 2 episodes right now. But since it's the second half of the season, I think that's safe enough to. I don't remember what I gave this first time around, but currently I'm still gonna. I'm pretty sure I rated it pretty highly, so I'm gonna stick with a must-watch 4-star, because it's just this strangely wholesome yet action-packed, not afraid to get bloody, spy show, almost, no, not spy thriller, assassin thriller. I completely forgot about the obvious Light Yagami reference character. who is one of the assassins that's coming after, one of the criminal assassins that's coming after Sakamoto right now. But we do get to see Sakamoto trying to train to get back into shape. Like he, the sniper guy, like, shoots bullets to help him out, and it's so ridiculous the way he does it. He stops the bullets with chopsticks, right? By grabbing them between the chopsticks. Like that would never work. The chopsticks would be obliterated. But it's fine. It's fine for this show because it's hilarious. The collateral damage is ramped up a lot because now they're fighting these insane maniacs who are willing to just do whatever, and that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I do sort of miss the way they had to fight in public without seeming like they were fighting. You know, that's just kind of been wiped out the window, and now it's all action. Because they've also got this other organization that showed. So you got the bad guys, and then you've got the Order, and the Order is kind of trying to protect Sakamoto right now. They're going after these serial killers that are escaped prisoners. But at the same, so they just clean up. Their job is to clean up the messes afterwards and make people think it never happened. Everyone still has really strange, bizarre personalities. Everyone, but in the Order and the serial killers, across the board. That's part of what makes it fun. Is they're just completely off the wall, bonkers, bizarre. Our psychic boy does get a power up eventually. It kind of makes sense to the point that I actually came up with the explanation they were going to use before they. I was worried because it happened at the end of episode 1 or episode 12 technically, and I was like, oh no, they're not going to explain this. He just says, oh, I dug deep and I found this new thing. And I'm like, no, don't do that. For this show, please don't go the Super Shonen route of I needed to protect my friends, and so I found this new power. No, they do actually explain it. The thing is, he feels like he's seeing the future, but what he's actually doing is before another person, before you are consciously aware of your thought, you've actually already had it in your brain, right? There's this weird sort of lag time between the two. It's not very long. It's like microseconds. But he can now see those, so he can read them before the person themselves are aware of what they're about to do. So it makes him feel like he's seeing the future. Gives him much higher reaction times.
So he's Ultra Instinct Goku then?
Yes! Unfortunately, I don't know how I feel about this. It does make sense, but I'm also like, damn. Are they just gonna make everyone more powerful now? That's I don't know about this. But yeah, it's a lot of traps within traps, a lot of wheels within wheels. Light Yagami figures things out he shouldn't. So I honestly don't know where this season's gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it all the way through, but currently coming off of the first half, it is still to me in the must-watch territory.
It's interesting you say this because I know that Sakamoto Days has come under a lot of scrutiny as of recently with the manga.
Really?
Yes, because it was. I don't think it's ended yet. I think it's still going, but around the time with the end of, oh gosh, what's it called?
Kaisen?
No. More recent. Rent a Girlfriend, right?
Yes.
They had this thing where someone attacked someone, they sliced their neck, but they used this thing called tunneling, where effectively the molecules of the blade went between the atoms and didn't break any of the bonds. And it's like if the Flash phased through a wall and sort of, he struck so finely that he was able to avoid killing someone. And it's just like, this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever
It's the
heard.
dumbest thing. It's a weird scientific phenomenon that they imagined is possible, called the tunnel effect, where something could under the right circumstances.
Oh yeah,
pass
there's
through
like a
what's
very
seemingly solid
minuscule
object.
chance that if you sit down on a chair, your molecules will line up perfectly with the chair's molecules, and you'll go right through it.
Just
But it's
that's the theory.
extremely improbable.
It's so improbable, and so they used it as an excuse to not have somebody die in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, given the tone of this show, I could kind of let them get away with that, but I'd have to see it in context. I'd honestly have to see it in
I
context.
think it's a case of like, you can only accept so much before it's just like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's Sakamoto Days.
Cool.
Sounds like
I think
a lot of silly fun.
I think the fact that it's dubbed helps a lot too, because I can just, chill out, watch it.
Fair. Right,
Thaylien.
What do you want? I've got 3 to pick from because I want to finish on my dress up darling.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I'm avoiding that one.
Tougen Anki.
Tougen Anki. So this is another one with 2 episodes, and this one is definitely Jujutsu Kaisen coded. This is an acquired taste 3-star for me. So in this world, there are, well, the story of Momotaro from Japanese folklore is real. Momotaro was a legendary figure who went off to fight demons, the Oni. And Oni were these horrible beasts that could control their own blood to go into a berserker rage and kill humans. Right? And their descendants are still alive today. The descendants of Momotaro and the descendants of the Oni are still alive and still at war today. We're following
Is this on screen? Is this an Oni?
Yeah,
This is the horns.
This is the main character, in fact.
Oh,
yes.
oh.
And so it's the main character, and he is an Oni that was actually picked up and adopted by one of the Momotaro descendants deliberately, hoping to raise him to be peaceful and so on, leaving the organization of the Momotaro descendants. Momotaro's descendants have the power to control black mist, which can form into weapons or help them leap high distances. It's a spiritual ability that they possessed innately from their bloodline. Oni, on the other hand, similarly possess the ability to control the Oni blood and do the same thing. They can form weapons out of it. They can cover their bodies with it to gain berserker power. And, they seem like almost evenly matched opponents. But they have both formed secret societies to basically combat each other. And our story begins in these first 2 episodes with our boy basically being... he's obviously supposed to be the wild child and the idiot son, because he gets phoned up by his friend who says, "Yeah, no, I won't be in. I've been expelled." Obviously what I did yesterday was too much, and they've expelled me for it. Okay, bye. See ya. Bye. His room is lined with airsoft guns, where he's been making these realistic replicas of guns for ages. And his father, who is this he looks like an ex-Yakuza kind of guy, runs an alcohol shop, a bottle store, comes in to confront him, tells him, "What the fuck are you doing, my idiot son? Expelled, really?" But gets interrupted, gets called away. And while he's away, the Momotaro organization attacks our hero, tries to kill him. Thus begins a discovery of who he is, what he is, who his opponents are, and watching as his adoptive father is killed by the Momotaro Association while trying to save him. And then he goes completely berserk. His blood forms guns instead of like blades or anything. And he's full berserker. And our second episode leaves off with him literally being dragged out to the island where the Oni Association have got their school, literally to train them up to be able to survive and fight against the Momotaro organization. And our boy has to barely scrape past his little entrance test from one of the more experienced Oni and join a class full of misfits and freaks. So it is very shonen coded, very battle shonen coded specifically. And it is the sense that this guy is just barely holding his power, just like our guy from Jujutsu Kaisen is. And everyone else has similar but different skills. And if you get expelled from this school, you die.
This sounds exactly like Blue Exorcist. I'm not even like.
Really?
This is basic.
I never watched this one. That one.
Because like honestly, the first like couple of episodes were actually freaking amazing because it wasn't set in the school in the slightest, and you know the kid was like learning that he's part demon and everything, and then his fallen father, he had to get revenge. He goes berserk, and then he goes to school. I'm like, this screams me. This is just Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, it seems like it's very, very much the same code as all of these others. So, it is, if you like the Battle Shonen, it's good. So far, with only 2 episodes to judge from, and how tropey it is, it's only a 1 star. But great animation, great choreography, and the wacky characters are definitely very wacky. This was
sorry, what did you rate this?
Yeah, I thought you gave it more than 1 star.
1 star. No, hang on. Sorry, I'm looking at Acquired Taste. 3 star. Sorry, because of the quality of the animation and things. 3 star. Sorry, I'm looking at the next review up. Sorry.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, not exactly the best one out there, but hey, we'll see where it goes.
In the bin. Sorry. What?
Up you up.
Right.
So that was Tougen Anki.
Tougen Anki, yes.
Right. I am going to talk about Secrets of a Silent Witch, of the Silent Witch.
Ooh,
sorry.
Yay.
I
That's what I'm watching as well.
Know how I feel about this one. The show sets the premise to be akin to the world exploration of Freerend with maybe some slice of life nature that is what's the Princess Reconnect or something where basically it's just an adventuring group just doing special stuff. The problem is that
I think it's Princess Connect Redive is what you're thinking of.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, that is it. Princess Connect Redive. So the thing about this is we have this cool, whimsical setting and everything in the first episode, and then it hard pivots to being an Otome game, and it's just like
So before you get
animation,
too deep into it, do you wanna rate it, or do you wanna wait till the end?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. The animation is stunning. Right, the mystery elements are wafer thin. So basically, our main protagonist, who is one of the 7 sages, is basically the only sage that no one knows who she is. All the other sages are known by name. She is known as the Silent Witch. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, at this school, our prince, of the kingdom, is under threat and needs a bodyguard. But if one of the sages is there, they're going to draw a lot of attention to the fact that the prince is there. So they need a sage to be there inconspicuously. Hence the sage being at the school as a student. So the only recourse is to use the one the one sage that no one knows anything about, and that is the Silent Witch.
Mm-hmm.
But the mystery side of this is so wafer thin.
It seems like it's starting really thin, doesn't it?
it is not elaborating on anything. What's the etiquette of the noblesse is nothing shy of annoying. Mm-hmm. The interactions between our main protagonist and her cat are the only charming thing about any of the relationships she has.
Oh, wow.
And the one thing we actually do know is people are being possessed, but the main characters don't know this. We know this is and as a result, that's making it frustrating, right? I think this has potential to go somewhere cool, but I also think this has got potential to just be infuriating. So I'm actually going to give this an acquired taste 0 stars.
There we go.
See, I'd say there's one more interaction she has that's absolutely adorable, and that's the noble girl that's supporting her as part of her cover there. You know, she's the one that's she's pretending to be a villainous noble lady.
But we see her for all of like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, I find her absolutely precious. She's trying so hard. She loves the Silent Witch. And so she's trying really hard to put on this act of being a villainous noble. Like, brings a case full of already chipped crockery so she can smash it on the floor to pretend that she's really angry and things. I found that very charming.
To elaborate, basically, she needs a pretense as to why she's at the school, this nobody, and thus the idea is that she is she's at this school because the noble has gone to the school, and
she's Cinderella.
Well, no, not a chance.
Yeah, so she's adopted into a noble family and is technically the adopted sister of this villainous girl who's treating her poorly like Cinderella, and it's basically taking that but without her going to the ball. She's having to go find the prince and everything.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but like the narrative of this is like, come on, anything but a fucking high school.
Yeah, although that's not so much a big deal. Most of the entire thing has been interacting with people. It's not been attending lessons or anything like that, or taking lessons.
Yeah, which is just completely neutering the whole mystery side of it and things like this.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking obvious who the fucking villain is.
Mm-hmm.
Zeno, there's something you have to understand about being an anime fan. You'll be stuck in high school forever.
Oh,
yes.
Tell that to Saitama. Anyway, right, so let's
tell that to
I don't really wanna linger on this one. It has potential, but at the same time, it's not giving me high hopes.
All right. That was
so that was
Secrets of the Silent Witch.
Now I'm noticing something.
Nasuth.
If we want to end on Dandadan, you guys are going to need to do another cycle of shows before I do. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to wait until? Yeah.
No, we've all got
might as
3
well.
left.
Yeah, might as well.
I have 3 left.
Yeah,
You have 3
sure.
left. Zeno has 3 left.
Go on,
So,
yeah.
Wait, don't you
Born
have 2
Magician?
left to go, Nasuth?
What? No, I have
No.
3.
What?
I've got Panty Stocking,
Yeah, you have 3.
Dekin no Mogura,
And I've got
Dandadan.
3.
Yes. So if I do,
So,
Dandadan will come before either of
Hey,
you
just
guys
do
do your
one.
last.
okay, fair enough. Okay, so you said the Water Magician.
Yeah.
Okay. The Water Magician. This is an acquired taste, 1 star. Now, it's an isekai of the standard variety. Our boy is inexplicably sent to another world, and he's allowed to make a few requests on the way. So he wants his privacy, he wants a bit of a slow life setting, and when he hears about there being magic in this world, he then wants to be able to use magic. And his affinity in this case is water, so he's a water magician.
And he's the best.
We begin that way, okay? At least. He's given a house in the woods with a privacy screen that monsters don't come into, plus a couple of months of food, and then the ability to use water magic. And over the entirety of the first episode and into the second, it's all about setting up how he's practicing using his magic, how he's practicing survival out in the woods, and learning to like hunt monsters and things just on his own. Okay, and there's even an encounter that he has with like a Dullahan-looking person, a headless horseman with a headless horse, which turns out to actually be sort of friendly, and starts sparring with him in swordsmanship, and eventually is like gives him a little dagger, which with water magic you can transform into an ice sword, and so he's able to train in swordsmanship with that. And even when he leaves the place eventually in episode 2, I say eventually, he even gives him a few some robes to wear, like what magician's robes, so that he's not stuck in his old raggedy ass human clothing. The only properly overpowered bit that we've learned yet about him, besides him practicing up his magic to be really good, is that our boy has the gift of eternal youth. And, you know, it's similar to the witch in Slime 300, that he's just going to be young forever.
Oh.
The proper call to adventure is a shipwreck on the coast, introducing him to an adventurer that wants to go home. And so our boy guides him through the forest, over the mountains, and back to the kingdom to the north of them. And it turns out that this adventurer is called Abel, and he's the leader of the top adventuring team in the kingdom. He's admired and respected by everyone. He's genuinely a nice guy, right? And everyone's really happy to have him back, so that makes our boy Ryo, the main character, a minor hero for saving him and bringing him home. And that lets Ryo join the Adventurers Guild and start on more adventures. But as far as episode 3 is going, he's not started any more adventures than that. What brings the star rating down to 1 star is some of the animation. It's not bad. It's not bad animation, but quite a lot of it looks off. Like when they're walking down the road, instead of having like their outfit being just part of the character and swaying as they walk, it seems like the bags, the satchels of things they've picked up along the way, are animated on a separate layer and are not quite synced up to the movement of the characters. So they're like there's like occlusion there that it makes them not seem like part of the same character model. Or when he steps out on some stairs, he comes out the door. If you're looking at the stairs, there's a random chunk of rock that looks like an AI-generated artifact in the middle of the stairs, where it shouldn't be. It's gone the next time you see the stairs in shot. It's the backgrounds, like the wooden doors or the chairs, are given Photoshop texture overlays. They're literally, I could recreate them in Photoshop in seconds. So, instead of actually drawing in like wood grain, it's like half of it's CG, the other half's hand animated, and they're not properly layered in. But as far as the actual plot, progression, characters, it's middle of the road standard isekai fare, right? Nothing super overpowered has really happened yet. Nothing to really make this stand out besides a nice start, likable characters, and a world that he's being introduced to. I think this one is actually I'm going to hold on my real judgment of this till later in the season, because if it turns bad, I will definitely let you know about it. And if it stays the same or gets better, I've lost nothing. So I'm going to stick with this. I mean, on screen we can even see there's an elf character. We've only had one encounter with her. They haven't even made her a thing yet. So it's quite good for not introducing their fan service character too early. It's middle of the road. The Water Magician. Could go up, could go down.
Cool.
Just realised I put your rating on the wrong show. That was a Quiet Taste 1-star, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. Right.
So, Zeno, what about detectives these days are crazy?
Where do I start? 100% of comedy. There's like zero mystery.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek. I would potentially there is some serious undertones and things like this. Kind of reminiscent from the serious undertones of Sakamoto Days. But I'll get to this screenshot in a second. The humor is I don't want to say it's on par with Konosuba. There's got to be something else that is a comedy that is more tongue-in-cheek.
Fable?
No, sorry.
No?
Maybe not tongue-in-cheek, more slapstick.
Oh.
Sorry, I think I went the wrong direction with that one.
Shoot, I know there is, but...
That's more physical comedy. More like the, not quite the absolute hyperactive ones that you get from like Kill la Kill, but kind of
Good Luck
energetic that way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe. But okay, so yeah, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. I'm gonna describe. So a lot of the episodes are broken up into shorter plot points, right? So effectively, like imagine 2 episodes in one, right? But one of the narratives involves an investigation, and they are at a police station, right? So our main protagonist, who is basically a down on his luck, super genius childhood prodigy detective, who's gotten into his 40s, and then his wannabe assistant, who is a high school student, who I still don't fully understand her motivation. Now, our main detective protagonist, he does not fully comprehend what is going on. He doesn't know what a smartphone is. He doesn't truly understand sort of like date venues or cafes that are primarily target women. He doesn't understand. I mean, he really bloody stands out wearing this sort of not camo green, but like, you know, this forest green trench coat sort of thing in the middle of summer. He really stands out. So this is our main protagonist. The plucky girl sidekick, who for some strange reason really wants to work with him. She's a super oddball. She has what appears to be this infinite pocket of holding down her blouse, which she will pull nearly anything out of, including pole arms. And
hammer space.
Oh, does she pull a cannon out?
Yes. No, not yet.
Damn.
That's because she's not a bitch. Only bitches love cannons.
Anyway, but so there's one scene. They're at the police station, and there is a bomb threat. So the assistant quickly runs to the bomb because she's really athletic. She can get there quickly. She then she's like, oh, we need you to take a photo of the bomb so I can help you defuse the bomb, right?
Oh God, I remember you talking about this part. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
So she takes a photo, but she is a full-blown zoomer.
Narcissist.
And she takes a selfie because that's the only photos she knows how to take. And as a result, the camera's focusing on her, not on the bomb. So our detective and the police can't get a good gauge on what the bomb is. So he yells at her going, yeah, this photo's only good for your obituary. Take a better one. So she takes a better selfie. right? That, and it's just like, not a selfie, a picture of the bomb. And they've got seconds left. So the job is basically she grabs the bomb and she mad dashes out. And then I think hurls the bomb in the river or something like that. But the whole point is that it's stupid and zany. At one point in time, they've got a request to clean up a beehive in a woman's house because the assistant was going around leaving flyers saying that they'll take any job. And said, no, detective jobs, not, we won't just bloody do anything. So they got to go clean up a beehive, to which the detective is giving instructions to the assistant on where to go and how to clean it up and things like this. Of course, she goes to the wrong place. She actually goes to a Yakuza hideout. And all the instructions that he gives her, she finds a way to interpret to take out the Yakuza, right? And she single-handedly does, right? It is dumb fun. I don't think it is the best, but I think it has potential. So I'm actually going to give this a 5-star, nothing special. All right. I think it has potential to do the funnies, but at the same time, I think it could kind of fall flat.
So yeah, it's Excel Saga. It's Excel Saga. That's all it is.
Yeah. Nasuth.
Oh, speaking of comedy, that's all I've got left. Do you want the really zany comedy or the slightly
Go zany.
All right. So that would be Panty Stocking with Garterbelt. New Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. Don't let the name fool you, though. It is the exact same Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. Nothing new about it. That's not the worst. God, I just realized. I hope you've edited these pictures.
No, I haven't. Do I need to?
Maybe.
Well,
we'll see. So currently,
we will keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it and see if we have to pause.
Currently, this is an acquired taste. 2-star. No, sorry. 5. What am I saying? 5-star. 5-star. This is an absolute relic of a bygone. This is the original Panty and Stocking came out in 2010, I think, and it itself was kind of a distillation of 90s and 2000s American television, right? So we got a little bit of South Park, we got a little bit of Powerpuff Girls. You can see the Jendy Tartakovsky inspiration in the character designs, right? But it is over the top.
Not having that one.
He found one. It is over the top crude. I mean, their powers are literally like their angelic weapons or demonic weapons are literally their underwear. So Panty, her weapon is her panties. So to use them, she's got to take them off. One of the demons, I can't remember. Yeah, exactly. The same for the demons.
Oh. Yeah, knee socks and the other one.
I can't remember the other one's name.
Anyway.
They do so this literally starts at the end of the first season, right? First season ended on a cliffhanger. This gives us a little bit of a history.
Scanty, that's what her name is.
There you go. This gives us a little bit of history ahead of time, at the very beginning, makes it sound like it's been a long time, but then we zoom back to reality, and Garterbelt literally says, "It's only been 5 minutes! We gotta take care of this!"
Oh. The Scanty's weapon is dual revolvers that she pawns from her thong.
Yes. Yep. 100%. And of course, in those scenes, the animation, the art style switches to this super detailed anime style, because of course it does.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it is the fan service scene.
Yeah. But it's so ridiculous and funny that I hate fan service. but like this is almost making fun of it in a weird way.
Yes.
It's so poorly animated. It is incredibly poorly animated. But that's clearly on purpose. That is clearly a design choice. And it makes up for it with the chaos and dumb fun that they just inject into the comedy. You really have to enjoy sort of zany, absurdist comedy. I mean, this thing that they're carrying right now, I can't tell you what it is, but it was part of Panty's body. Right, because at the end of the first season, Stocking is convinced that she's a demon. She slices Panty up into 666 pieces and then runs off. Right, so they have to collect all the pieces of her to put her back together, and that was the last crucial piece that she needed. It's so like there's a ton of collateral damage in the first episode that actually comes up in the second episode because the city is going to make Panty pay for it. It's ridiculous. But the way she does it is through a children's card game. Yes, they do a Yu-Gi-Oh parody, but it's all uncles. I swear we've done something like this on Notice Me Senpai. Like, they even have the Blue Eyes White Uncle. I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god.
Blue Eyes White Oji-san.
One of the best lines they have is, "Feast your eyes. This is bitchery at its finest." I mean, it's just... This show is crazy. I don't really have a bunch more to say about it. It is just, if you like that kind of late 2000s chaos of Studio Trigger, then this is exactly the same thing. It hasn't changed at all.
Well, I think one thing to really highlight is the adult humor.
Very adult humor.
So if
this is not for your kids.
I do not think there is really anything comparable in anime to Panty and Stockings. If the closest thing
maybe
is
Shin-chan?
No, I think if you remember the old movie Dead Leaves?
Oh yeah, actually I will give you Dead Leaves.
Yeah.
If you ever watched that though.
If you haven't watched that, then you it's the same thing. It's the same kind of adult humor and complete over-the-top craziness. So, yeah.
Very funny, but also, very, very niche in its own way. Right, Thaylien. I guess you only have one other thing to do because you want to end on My Dress Up Darling. So, sorry, that was New Panty Stocking with Garterbelt. Sorry, just
Yeah. So on to Scooped Up by an S-Rank Adventurer. And this one, once it's on screen.
It'll change eventually, I promise.
Oh dear.
Except it won't.
In any case.
There we... Oh, no. Wow.
No, it's still not.
There we go. Yeah. Finally got there.
This one is also an acquired taste and a 3-star. So this show is a variant on the "I was overtrained by somebody powerful and don't know how powerful I am" trope by coupling it with the "kicked him out of the hero's party" trope. So our hero Lloyd, who I think is a very familiar name by now, appears to have been orphaned by the actions of the previous hero's party, the ones that actually saved the world from the Demon King. They destroyed his hometown, and he was adopted by the party's mage out of guilt. She's super strong and discovers that Lloyd has extreme potential, but to make sure that he doesn't suffer the guilt that she suffered, she's taught him to be a support mage, a white mage.
Is that, is that a crying Cyclops?
No, that's worse. That's a Cyclops where they've shot an arrow in his eye.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's capable of offensive magic and a little bit of everything, but she's never actually taught him anything more dedicated than healing and buffing magic, and he's very good at that. And she's never let on the kind of power that he actually has, and they live out in the woods, so he has no frame of reference for his powers. When he finally gets old enough to crave independence, he sets out for the city and joins a party, which becomes officially recognized as the New Heroes Party. But because he casts silently, and he does extremely wide area buff spells, that his standards are way too high, and people are expecting him to do less, and so nobody realizes that he's helping them the whole time. That he's casting team-wide buffs, and he's not chanting, so they think he's doing nothing. So the hero gets annoyed and kicks him out. That's the trope of that done. The fun kicks in when he's there looking for a bit of work, and this violent pink thing comes running in the door, looking for a white mage for their party, because their own white mage has got a bit of tragic circumstances and had to leave the party. And it turns out she's actually the leader of an S-rank party. Not like the Heroes Party, but, rated very strongly. The team is actually very, very good. And they need a white mage. And so she grabs him by the hand and says, "Fantastic, you're free? Come on with me. You're coming to join my party." But he's because he's very hesitant, he actually goes and helps their white mage. He heals her sister, because that's the tragic circumstances, and he thinks, "Oh, that's good. Then she can go back to adventuring with this other party." And the white mage says, "No. I was originally adventuring with my sister, and I only started adventuring with these guys to fund the medicine I was paying for my sister. So if she's better now, I'm going to go back to adventuring with her. You can go on with this S-rank party. You'll be great." And so he officially joins their team. And I have quite a lot of hope for this one. There's potential for good adventure. They seem to be playing the actual adventure side of things very well. And having the team frontliner be this this enthusiastic pink swordsman thing that's very enthusiastic and very gung-ho about things, instead of our man. He's not like the foreman of the team. And there's actually two other guys on the team, an archer and a tank. So it's not some harem situation. The characters are actually well played. They seem very likable, and they have their own motivations for being there, which is nice to see in one of these. I just have the general hope that this won't become a repeat of last season's I left my high-ranking party and helped these other guys. Mostly because these other guys seem to be actually powerful in themselves, not like a lower-ranked party that he's going to elevate. And it's not some harem situation. Some forced harem situation. It's reasonably well produced, reasonably well animated. Again, we've seen this beginning dozens of times, which is why it's not ranked higher. So we'll just have to see if it sinks or swims. I like it. That's
Fair enough.
Scooped up by an S-rank adventurer.
That does sound like it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
Just want to highlight that the only one that I think is better than most of this stuff, Thaylien, is actually rated as a nothing special. I'm going to throw that out there.
Okay, fair.
Right. With you and the rain. This is a weird one. This is really weird.
Oh, I do see the arrow now.
Nasuth will hate With You and the Rain because it is extremely slice of life, right? I don't know if I will continue it. I'm going to give this a 2-star nothing special, right? The animation is okay.
Pure slice of life that Xeno doesn't like.
It does its job, but basically the narrative is woman is walking home in the rain and comes across a very obvious tanuki in a box, right? And the Tanuki holds up a sign. She writes on a piece of paper, holds up a sign saying, "Please take me home with you." Right? She ultimately buckles. She takes it home, and I think it holds up another sign saying, she asks, "What are you?" And she goes, it writes on a sign, "I'm a dog." Right?
Right.
And, basically people either perceive this exactly as it wants it to be perceived, or they have no idea what the hell they're interacting with. Right? It is obviously very clever because it's able to, write on fucking paper for a start. And she ends up keeping it as a dog. One instance is that she takes it to a vet to be, shot, to get its shots and to be checked.
Glad you changed that one.
And the vet is just like, "What is it a doggy? Is it a kitty?" He sees it and is just like, "What the fuck is that thing?" He's frantically pacing around the table, the procedure table. I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Exam table.
And exam table. There you go. It is just going around in circles. Like, what the hell is this thing? And ultimately settles on, "Fuck it, it's a dog. Well, let's just treat it as a dog." The main protagonist is very much a loner. She is a novelist, which I take it to mean she writes novels. But you never actually see her working. You see her reading a lot, but you never actually see her doing anything apart from reading. This is what begs the question. I assume she writes novels?
She's doing research, that's all,
Her home is very sparse and only surpassed by Leela from Futurama. Right? Her apartment is so barren, it is shocking. Right? It's very slice of lifey. I don't know what else to say than that. The animation's okay. The humor's very predictable. They're doing everyday mundane stuff. I mean, at least with the likes of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, they were doing hijinks, right? This doesn't have it. Mm-hmm. I think if you are looking for something that is super down to earth and mellow, you found your pick, right? But if you're looking for something that you don't want to have remind you of, everyday life, then this you want to keep clear of this one.
Does it have Masterful Cat vibes?
No, not even that. So Masterful
Wow.
Cat had comedy elements to it. It had a bit of the zaniness that Kobayashi's Dragon Maid had, right? So, but it was still very tame by comparison. This has none of that, right? There is like no comedy to this whatsoever. This is just, well, I say whatsoever. It's got very minimalist comedy. But
I was gonna say that scene sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not that funny though. Like my recanting the narrative is funnier than actually watching it. That's the thing, because I think the problem is that the second you see the scene, it's like, right, I know exactly how this is going to play out.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. That is With You and the Rain.
Right.
Fantastic.
Time for Dekin no Mogura, the Earthbound Mole. Which is a funny title. Well, so his name is Mogura. I don't know what Dekin means. And the reason he's called the Earthbound Mole is because he's been kicked out of heaven. Or the afterlife. They call it the afterlife, but it's essentially the the next world, next life, the spirit world. And so he's forced to crawl around on Earth like a normal puny human. So this is an acquired taste. 3-star? Yes, 3-star. There we go. It has absolute. So the basic premise is, our guy who has been kicked out of paradise for some kind of crime that hasn't been explained yet, and that's fine to me for this show, is trying to collect spirit fire. So there's a fire that powers spirits, and he just wants to steal a little bit from each one so that he can, in theory, use it himself to get back to the afterlife. But he keeps having to use it for other reasons. Like, he was in World War II, on Japan side, obviously. He got drafted. And he used it, instead of keeping it for himself like he should be, used it to heal a bunch of severely wounded soldiers so they could go home to their families. So, like, he acts like a really selfish, layabout, like, lazy guy, but he's actually got a really good heart. And he ends up running into these two kids. And as a result of seeing him do some weird stuff, they can now see spirits. Once you've been exposed to the spirit world, you're more prone to being able to see it. And so he kind of brings him into his confidence, tells him a little about his history, and is like, now, you should forget me. You should forget me right now and go about your way. But if you ever see anything weird and you need a little help, I'll be here. You can come get me. And it's a little bit self-serving because, again, if they see spirits now, he can try to steal a little bit of fire off of them. Absolutely not a patch on Dan. Not even close to Dan, right? They're both dealing with this supernatural stuff, and this is funny, and I like it, but it's no Dan. It's a little sad that it has to be in the same season. Art style is a little bit weird, as you can see. It's very sort of almost chibi. These kids are college aged, for instance. But I don't mind it. It works. It's fine. It's fine for this. Same studio as Assassination Classroom, interestingly enough. Oh yeah, so as a result, like, they join him essentially as a team. He reveals that he also knows an exorcist, and he only does this because one of their friends is like a spirit magnet. She doesn't realize it, but she keeps drawing spirits to her. And there's a creepy stalker, like the kind of pervert that peeks behind bushes and stuff, who is following her. Well, the spirit is following her, and the only way to get rid of it is to exorcise it, which is also really cool. The exorcists are part of a cursed family line. They're cursed to have these gigantic cat spirits follow them around and beg for attention and want to play and all this stuff. It's really kind of cute, but also disturbing. Definitely, clearly a comedic tone. So they're all going to be a group now. The spirit magnet is going to draw spirits to her. He's gonna steal fire from them. The simple ones are going to just go away. Because that's kind of what they do after they get their fire stolen. But the harder ones, they're going to call in the exorcist. I can see it now. That is the formula. It is going to be a sitcom. And that's okay. Not my favorite thing. But it's okay. Not really slapsticky. A little more on the esoteric side. Yeah, that's about it. They're also revealing little bits about Mogura as they go along. So, a new situation comes up and there's a reason to discuss some of his backstory. Like, we now know that he may not be a human spirit. He may be some other kind of spirit that got kicked out of the afterlife. We still don't know what his crime was, though. We just know that he has committed a crime. So, like, little bits like that. Like, you know that they have an idea for it. It's kind of cool. But, yeah, it could end up being nothing. Any questions before we move onward to?
That seems fairly comprehensive.
Okay. So that was Mogura.
Sounds also rather interesting.
Dekin no Mogura, the Earthbound mole.
Okie dokie. My last one. My fun one. My Dress Up Darling. Season 2. And it's a must watch.
Of course it is.
I'm gonna put it here as a must watch 4. Not 5, because
I think that's fair.
yeah, not everybody is going to like this, but those few people are missing out and are very strange, sad people indeed. Still, this season is definitely about healing. It's super cute, as usual, filled with all the best city romance moments. Everyone who sees the two characters together is of the same mind as the audience. You know, they're hoping for the best for them. But instead of just focusing on the romance scenes, they're taking special time to show how many of the little things are happening to take real bites out of the insecurities of Gojo. Side characters you meet have had some similar stories, like a cross-dressing cosplayer who had a really supportive family, but the first girl that asked him out was disgusted by it, calling him creepy. And you see Gojo relating hard.
But you've also got the old guy who thinks Gojo is the one who's going to be wearing the bunny suit. And he's just like, times have changed. So yeah, that's fine. I love the attitude it takes towards
it's showing how people are super supportive in general.
Or
and
should be.
This carries on to, like, there's moments where Gojo's hobby is mentioned, and the people that it's mentioned to go, oh yeah, that place, I know that place, that was awesome when I went there, the painting was so good, the outfits were great, and he's like sitting there taking it in.
He realized only one person had ever really told him it was weird.
Yes.
In the same way that the cross-dressing cosplayer had only ever been told by one person that it was weird, but his reaction was completely different.
Because he was old enough to develop friends first. Yes. So his reaction was, oh, it's this person, I'll get rid of them. I'll dump their ass because they're not for me. Whereas Gojo had it early on before he developed the sense of self and friends, because that's the thing of people that betraying your trust like that. One person being negative at such a formative time of your life can have such strong, lasting effect on you that all the people that are neutral or even positive about it don't seem to balance that out. It takes time, effort, and internalizing the difference between your perceptions and what's actually real before you can heal. And that's what's happening with Gojo at the moment. I'm loving how they're presenting it. I love seeing how they treat Gojo, and I'm loving that it's coming at the hands of somebody who absolutely adores him.
And the extreme amount of passion that they show for their hobbies is also really good.
Is so good for him. You know, because, I mean, she even thought from the last season that high-cut hip outfits upset him. And so when she was trying a new one on, she was willing to try and do something about her exposure so as not to make things too weird for him. And it's because she still doesn't quite get that he's hiding his natural reactions from her, which is silly because Marin would never be grossed out by that. Definitely embarrassed, but she would definitely take it as a great sign that her feelings were reciprocated. And I'm also going to be forever glad that Marin is more of a weeb than I am.
Yes.
So her throwing a birthday party for her favorite character and cuddling the body pillow and the t-shirt is cringe but glorious. It's a great friendship.
I think the only downside so far is that they've done the stereotypical someone gets a cold and they're on death's door sort of, subplot.
And so he goes there. But that at the same time, I love this little subversion of that one too, because Gojo's there, he sent her a text saying, "Are you okay?" And then you cut to him outside her door, and she goes, "Oh, is school over already?" "No, it's not even noon. I just couldn't wait. I heard you were sick."
Yeah. I mean, they do still use it for a good relationship building.
He couldn't even last a school day. And so they use it for the comedy moment of he's there taking care of her long enough that her friends show up after school. And so he hides out on the balcony. So he does. Yeah. And I love the friendship. I love the little blooming romance. Everyone around them can see they're good for each other. Even the people that seem to be, a little bit unsure about who Gojo is. And almost all of them are really good people too. Neutral at best, neutral at worst. They're good people at best. I can't wait to see more of this.
I think it is a little weird that Gojo is so adamant on saying they're not. I kind of get it because I know that his insecurities are all there, but I do find it a little
his
weird
insecurities
after
are more,
what's happened at the end of
season 1. His insecurities are more that he doesn't want to make Marin look bad. He thinks that he's a bad look for Marin. So that's an internalized thing that's very difficult to get past. And all it will take is for her to say that, yes, they are actually dating. And he'll go, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then he will be able to say, yes. Yeah. So,
but that's
as soon as that
stuff
becomes
as well.
Thing,
and,
But all it'll take is that little confirmation, that little checkbox to say, no, this is valid. Do it, and he will be there completely. I did love some of the little jokes, like the cross-dressing guy is older than them. He's in college, and so it says, "Oh yeah, this makeup is great at covering this." And Mary says, "Like bags under your eyes." And says, "Yes, and my 5 o'clock shadow."
He's just so matter of fact about it all. It's so cool.
Yeah, and you can see how it's helping him as well.
Yes. Zeno, obviously I've been interspersing my commentary in with Thaylien. Do you have anything you want to add about this?
Mm-hmm. So, I feel, honestly, that the rating of... must-watch, yes, but I think 4-star is too high. The reason is that we have a benchmark that's been established from Season 1, including the first couple of episodes. So much more has been established in the first couple of episodes of Season 1 than any of this. This feels like there hasn't been, 2-3 year break between seasons. And as a result, it kind of feels I love just like you guys have said, I do love the fact that people should just accept people for who they want to be, right? I love that message through and through, but at the same time, I feel like nothing sort of has really changed.
Sort of like in Windbreaker, where I was worried that Sakura was going to have to learn the same lesson over and over and over again. Shouldn't Gojo have sort of learned this lesson from Season 1, is what you're saying?
Not just that, but I kind of wish that there was more of a swift kick in the ass. Either Marin and Gojo have a proper discussion about, do they get in a relationship? Because everyone looks at it from the outside that they are boyfriend and girlfriend, but at no point in time, or that they should be, but at no point in time, but at no point in time do the pair of them talk, and they clearly have feelings for each other, but they are both so
teenager
absorbed in their own feelings that they can't see the feelings that the other one has, right?
You're being super teenagery.
Basically, yeah. And I just need something to happen. Either, Marin meets a cosplayer that she absolutely loves, just like in Season 1, or Marin gets picked up by a cosplay magazine, or Gojo gets picked up for his Hina statues.
That'd be nice. Develop that side of things more. Yeah.
Yes.
I need some progression, because the character growth in these 3 episodes is stagnant. It's high.
But
nothing's changed. Well, no,
it's internal. It's not expressed externally. That's the problem.
Again, I don't think a big problem was taking the time out for that sick episode that didn't really do. I mean, I get where you're coming from, Thaylien, but it didn't really add much.
but like even so, like I love the fact that Marion has this giant, and I don't even know what the measurements are. War scroll of Suzukatan.
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't she using it as her blinds?
Quite possibly, right?
Yeah.
I love that she has that, right? I love how full-blown weeb she is, but we saw that in season 1, right? These two characters feel like they had more object permanence than ultimately they had, right? And sorry for everyone's benefit that's just listening, these were two characters that were introduced in episode 3, and they kind of ceased to exist in episode 3.
Yeah.
Yes. They were
That's
just minor characters on the side, yeah.
that's the sort of like problems I'm having right now. Like if Marin was stressing over maybe other people contacting Gojo to like make cosplays for them, or if Gojo was interested in making cosplays for just complete strangers, but like right now,
when they go to the cosplay
status
store,
quo-
she should be like, maybe you should try to get a job here or something.
Yeah, but the status quo hasn't shifted from the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And then we could have a
right,
subplot of him being
that's
worried
it,
to ask
that's-
his grandfather
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
about like, oh, can I know you want me to work here and I love this, but can I do this one? You know, that could be an interesting subplot.
So
Yeah.
this is the thing. As I say, the progression has been internal. This has been, as I say, it's healing for the characters, where Gojo is healing from his trauma. And so that's not changing his status in the world at all. And I see where Xeno's getting that. It needs his in real life status needs to change, not just his inner emotional status.
Yeah.
And because Marin does care for him, obviously, she's only waiting for a sign that he reciprocates to go all in as well. Because she doesn't want to push him.
Yeah, like in that one misunderstanding at the costume festival. Was it Halloween? It was Halloween. Yeah,
Halloween. Yes.
And he's like, no, we're not dating. And she's like sitting in the hallway going, aren't we dating? Why was he so quick to say that? So she's got her own little insecurities as well.
Yes, exactly. So we need a physical shift in their situation to push this, because Marin's been picking up the modeling jobs more often, right? Maybe she picks up more than she should, and she can't participate in the cosplay side of things, and that pushes things further that way. Or, as you say, push Gojo away by giving him something else to do that then causes him conflict there, and she has to actually make a move to get things back to normal. Something. But yes, I see what you're saying. But still, it doesn't change the fact that this is such a good show. It's a continuation of a good show. So I rated it higher because it's building on an already good show. So if people wanted to start and hadn't watched My Dress Up Darling, and they started that now, they could just go straight into season 2 from that, and it would still be as good, if not better, in terms of the quality that they're looking at.
I think that if by the 6-episode rule still nothing has changed, my opinion of the show is going to drop massively.
I get that. Yep.
I'm with you there, yes.
Because it'll just become a regular rom-com that just happens to be have a really good message buried in there.
Yep. So that was My Dress Up Darling season 2. I think we should move on to Busamen Gachi Fighter.
Also known as Ugly Mug Epic Fighter, right? This has been a very interesting surprise of a series. And I'm going to give this a 1-star must watch.
Wow.
Right? It can readily fall. It can readily fall, but so the premise is effectively we have a guy that's down on his luck, and he is not the most prettiest person in the universe, but he's been fired for embezzlement, but it turns out it wasn't him. He was eventually proven innocent, but he'd already lost his job at that point. Ultimately, this does lead to an isekai situation. He eventually reads this forum post on like the equivalent of Reddit that says at 2 a.m. If you turn your laptop screen to face out the window in a southward direction, you then stand looking out the window and you put your hand. It sounds utterly stupid. You put your hands up in the air as if you don't care, and basically you end up going into an isekai world, right? But you get the opportunity to define your stats and everything. The thing is, the more penalties you take, the more
it's one of
attribute
those.
points. Wait for it. No, wait for it, right? The more attribute points you get to play with. It doesn't matter about the attribute points because he doesn't get the opportunity to spend them. He he amasses like 1 billion attribute points because of how cleverly he writes his negative effects, his negative attributes.
Right.
He makes it so that any money he touches, any currency he touches, is actually worth 1/10,000th of its initial value, which anything less than 10,000 monies is worth nothing, right? So if he touches money, he destroys it. The other thing is he's made himself look so ugly and repulsive that like basically everyone thinks that he's like,
He's a monster.
You know, not specifically a monster, but like at least like a ne'er-do-well. You know, he's like a villain, right? And he's given himself all these negative attributes. He's ended up with like either 1 billion or 1 trillion attribute points, but he runs out of time setting them up, and he gets isekai.
Right.
So even though he had all these attribute points, he never got to spend them. But
The one
all
thing
the
he didn't pay
negative
attention to
effects,
was the time limit.
yes, but all the negative effects are still implied. He also takes a flat, I think it's like 10 or 15% damage whenever he comes into physical contact with a woman, right?
Oh my god!
Which is one of the biggest things that gives him like the best stats ever. He levels up once, and he instantly gets another like billion or trillion points, and he just divides them equally. His class is absolute god, right? His actual class is he could literally do anything and everything. But the problem is, he is in a party with other player characters, like other people, and if they realize like how OP he is, it could all go wrong, right? Especially considering some of them are women, and if they touch him, not like slap him or anything, if they just touch him, they could kill him.
Rush up against him.
Rush up against him. One of them hands him a burger, and he takes like 15% of his total HP as damage, right? He
Because
gets
his fingers
smacked.
like brush against hers or something.
Exactly, Nasuth.
Right.
Exactly. It is so... But like, he is then having to try and play up his comrades. So one of them... So that they get... You saw a screenshot a moment ago. They're in a dungeon, and they're like, they're being guided by another player character that they did not wake up with. It's just, I'm retired. I'm just showing new players the ropes. And so they take them to a dungeon, and ultimately there's a trap at the end of it. So it's like, we shouldn't go do the boss right now. We spent all day. We should rest first. I've set up this rest room. This is my first rodeo. I prepared this rest room ahead of time. Come, let's relax. Of course, everything is poisoned and oh god, what's the
Trap.
like tranquilizers and things like this. Our god character can see from a mile away that these are poisoned, but he still bloody goes for it. And the other main protagonists and things like that, he basically gets up. Also, one of the other team members, he's struggling to get up, and he transforms into an angel to threaten the rogues that have amassed around them to like, oh yeah, we can now turn you into slaves. It's like, well, I'm angry now and I've turned into angel mode and I'm gonna kick your ass, right? But he's still heavily influenced by the drug, right? So ultimately, he's like, he's staggering around and everything. He our god character, our absolute god character, is he's hyping him up, right? He's like, oh no, you shouldn't anger him. He'll kick your ass, and to protect the angel character, the other, he falls in front of the enemies and just, oh, you're scum, and they start kicking him and all sorts of weird, wonderful shit like this. But when he's trying to get the bad guys to calm down, he flicks a booger at the wall, absolutely destroys the wall.
Oh my god.
And he makes out that the angel character did that. The angel character's like, I did that? Yeah, your judgment called forth this white eagle that just came down and destroyed the wall. I saw it with my own eyes. It's stupid. It is fun. I'm really enjoying this for an isekai. Like,
I'm definitely not going to check it out. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the shocker, the absolute shocker is, it seems to be that all these characters have something to do with him, his past life.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's like, what's going on here? There's the male guy who was heavily inspired by him, right? The blonde girl who we know very little about, but we also know that like those three characters, those two and the main character, they all did this like at midlife, right? But the purple-haired girl, she did this when she was 17, and the way she acts, it looks like she was bedridden from an early age, and that's really affecting our main protagonist. And it's just like he wants her to have a good life because she's obviously been horribly sick. She forgets that she can actually move. Like, oh yeah, I could actually get up and move around. And like, instead of looking at her face in the reflection of a mirror and things, she's looking at her hands and things. Obviously, not having access to a mirror. So it's really interesting. It could go downhill, right? I'm genuinely really enjoying this one. So
very cool.
Right. And then Naz is going to take it home.
All right.
That was what was that one called?
It's Busamen Gachi Fighter or Ugly Mug Epic Fighter.
There you go. All right. And now for the best show of the season, Dan. If you didn't already guess,
yes,
that this was a must-watch 5-star, then what is wrong with you? I can't believe you would think it'd be anything else other than that. The only downside, heavily quotation mark, downside, is that the opening isn't quite as catchy as the last time. That's it. That's the only bad downside, and it's barely even worse. I don't even want to say worse. It's barely even less good. I shouldn't really be proud of figuring this out because they do kind of spell it out for you. But the moment they mention or talk about the giant snake myth, I knew who the weird family was and what they were trying to do. But I didn't.
When did they talk about that?
When Momo? Oh God, I can't remember her name. That's right.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Momo.
Momo?
Yeah, when Momo.
goes to
Yes.
the temple and talks to the guy there who's got
Yes.
like a little withered snake skin on the.
Oh, okay.
After she escapes
Yeah.
the spa.
Yeah.
I love again. I love that Momo is not afraid to fight brutally or dirty. She's not at all above fighting dirty. One episode and it's like, yeah. Just one episode and I'm like, man, we are so back. I didn't even need the other two to know that this is going to be a 5-star. I love the new grunged monster. I love that it looks vaguely Aztec. I don't know why it looks vaguely Aztec, given that it is a Japanese yokai. But
Yokai, yeah.
I don't care. It looks really cool. I love the earrings. And again, the show also knows how to really pull at your heartstrings. I don't know if that story the monster showed him was true or not, but it was definitely really powerful.
Maybe it was, but you know how it joined with the lonely kid halfway at the end of it. Maybe the lonely kid was just the evil part of it. You know, rather than
it's hard to say for sure. Because clearly it was also acting. It is a grudge monster. It is the residue of all the people that were betrayed there. So, you know, clearly it's got some level of that to it, but is the depth of the story actually true, or is it just a manifestation? And either way, it's really cool. When I was watching the dub and when I heard Okarun counting in English during the epic punch scene, I was like, there's no way the Japanese audio has this. It's going to be like oro 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 or something like that, you know. But no, I switched over to the Japanese audio, and he was indeed counting to 20 each time.
Yes.
So
because this is why it's really clever, because Okarun doesn't actually have any fighting experience, right?
Yeah.
But what he does have is his strength training practice. So he wasn't actually fighting him.
Oh my god, that's what he was doing.
Yes.
So he was doing squat thrusts up into the air as if he was weight training, and he's doing sets of 20 over and over again.
That's actually put this up.
It's so clever.
You know, okay, that's actually really bloody clever. I didn't realize that.
And just when you think they might have finally come out of this unscathed, oh no, it just keeps getting worse. I am so excited for the rest of this season. I don't care that they've spent 3 episodes on this story. And there's going to be at least one more. I am loving every second of this. Every single second.
Absolutely.
On that note, I genuinely don't know how I feel about the fact that they are still talking about the same one story, right?
But the escalations in it have been so big.
Well, it's not just that, but the escalations have been... They're big, but they're not ludicrous.
Yes.
Right? Everything has been properly foreshadowed to the point of this is just stupid now, right? It's so it is properly constructed, and I just don't know how I feel.
If they go past 4 episodes, I might be with you, but currently I'm all right with it.
It depends on what this 4th episode does.
Yeah.
It's not just how the 4th episode goes, because it's also like, what does it lead into?
Yes.
I would like breathing room, but if it's a case of the 4th episode now needs to go into, you know, a 5th episode that deals with like the events of episode 1, 2, and 3, fine, but it is down to how it is depicted, how it is screenplayed effectively.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's a question. How many episodes did it take for Ira to join their little fraternity of weirdos? It was foreshadowed. It was then episodes that concentrated on her, and then it was the 7th episode which tore at the heartstrings, and then it was the conclusion of that. Right? That was about 4 episodes, wasn't it, over the time? So they've introduced Gigi.
But I think it's different because the action didn't really last. Like, this has been almost, aside from the first half of the first episode, this has been almost all action. And even first episode had some because of the hot springs.
Definitely true, yeah.
Because of the hot springs.
So the Silky fight was only technically 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Because you had the whole flashback episode.
In episode 7.
No. It had to be 3.
Okay. Oh, that's not so bad then.
Oh, yeah. So there was the episode building up to that, where she's actually stalking Aira. Then there's the flashback episode, and then there's the conclusion.
No. So there's the I'm not counting the episode where she's stalking Aira, because she turns up right at the bloody end, right? Then they have a fight episode, right? And then to save
the flashback.
Aira, Momo's transferring the energy, right? That is where you get the flashback episode, right?
Yes.
And then you get like the conclusion episode, so
where Aira developed. But you also get that thing where Aira then develops the Silky's powers for herself in the next fight. So it's. I'm thinking that Gigi.
No, but I think
this is Gigi's version.
I said it's a different fight.
Gigi's version of that.
I said it's a different fight, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it is. But that's what I mean. I think they're actually taking more time with Gigi's joining the band of Merry Misfits.
Because it's a bigger
powered by Okarin's golden balls. But also they've escalated the
threat
scale of the fights to this.
I also want to focus on the art style again, because the inside of that pit is amazing. Like the almost MC Escher-esque style to the way all the houses are just like, oh, what is going on in there?
Well, I also want to highlight the phenomenal animation of the fight between Momo and the family.
The action is so good.
It's like, I'm sorry, like I thought this was mid-season. Like this is damn
1 and 2.
Like, it is shocking that the animation from part 1, episode 1 was shit. Right? Where she does the fight with the ex-boyfriend at the start, and she's slinking down the corridor. That animation is atrocious, right? But then we've got this midpoint when she's fighting this family, and it's just like, dear God, this is stunning.
Yeah, this is like Mappa level quality.
No, this is Gainax even end of Evangelion level. This is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Science Center definitely knocking it out of the park.
I really want to point out that they are equal opportunities in this one as well, because everybody's getting stripped of their underwear or shirtless in this one.
It's true.
Okay, Gigi finally spending the entirety of a fight in his tidy whities versus Okarun in just torn trousers, completely shirtless. While Momo has been clothed the entire episode.
Yeah,
this is it's compared to episode 1 where she's in a bath and with a towel around her, and so in the previous season where all 3 of them end up in their underwear underwater.
Yeah,
I do feel though that cliffhanger at the midway point between Momo and the guys was not okay. Like it kind of felt like this is too risky or risque.
Just like Gainax.
We have seen
just
shows.
Like Gainax would do.
We have seen people panned things like Skeleton Knight for implying it to that degree.
Yeah.
And other shows as well, wasn't there? There was another one that implied
Shield Hero.
Yes.
But the payoff of watching them get their asses just kicked by the environment was, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right, but like there was no.
Oh, you're saying the gap between those was enough that like anyone who watched that might be turned off of coming to part 2.
Back to it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But if you're watching this all at once, I don't think it's a problem.
No, I think it would still phase people, but the good thing is you can just turn to people and say, no, trust, just watch the next episode. Yeah. Just trust, right? So, but no, it's absolutely fantastic. I would say thus far contender for anime of the year, but my money is still on Apothecary Diaries season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did you just say Free Rent?
Yeah, isn't Free Rent coming out this autumn? Or is that 2026?
No, it was January 2026.
Oh, 2026. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
So that is
Dan
the watch of the season, Dan. Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to watch more. And again, the English dub is excellent. Excellent. I was surprised.
Right.
Let me get back.
Cool. Well, that is the 3-episode rule for
what is it?
Summer 2025. To reiterate, we have not touched Kaiju number 8 because it is it's only got 1 episode.
And I'm watching 2 holdovers from previous season. There is 2B Hero X and Witch Watch, which I'll be discussing at the end of this season where they actually finish up.
Yeah.
Right?
Sport
I'm
questions,
probably going to swap shows. What?
Sorry, no, I didn't realize you were...
swap out some shows. I'm probably going to drop a few and then like Gachiakuta and try and look for something new. That there was one about fucking a bowling isekai, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, right. Supporter questions.
Oh, let us know in the comments what you thought of these reviews and which ones you're interested in seeing.
Is there anything we should particularly check out? But
yeah.
How about fixing Nelson's computer?
I wish.
Right, supporter questions for reals this time. This is Rugal asks, did you enjoy this episode? Well, there is a quick, easy, and surefire way to let us know. Hit that like button and leave a comment for us down below. Maybe include which languages you particularly want to know what anime is dubbed in.
Yeah.
Right, Rugal also asks, if you were a genie and a person wished, I wish you would not grant me this wish, what would you do?
Probably destroy the universe.
Throw a rock at them?
It's like a divide by 0.
Go home.
No, it's not.
Just not answer and go home. Back into the lamp.
Your wish is not granted. And then as you go back into the lamp, middle
by
finger
not granting
all the way
their
down.
wish, you're granting their wish.
But, yes.
Anyway, Rye Coffee.
Sorry, go ahead.
Use the 7th of all this and that asks. I personally would intentionally misinterpret it as not, and then I would tie a knot and say your wish was granted. Fair.
Not grant this wish, yeah. Yep.
They also say, if you were a genie and a person wished, I wish for an anime about a genie made by a genie, what type of anime would it be? It can be an isekai. Sorry, it can't be an isekai.
The Arabian Nights. Any of the stories.
So Magi, then. You want to just do Magi?
Yeah, he wants to do Magi. I would make it like, you know how Zenshu promised it would be an anime that was about animation? I would do that. But not making it weird ass isekai that's stupid and pointless and shit show.
I would make it a children's card game.
Did you just say you'd make it a children's card game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd make it about genies playing a children's card game.
Alright, coffee-flavored Thaylien demands... in Xenozone Zero, there are 5 classes of character, such as attack and support. After Xeno explains these classes, the cast can decide what classes the other would have and what rarity. There are 5 classes in Xenozone Zero? I don't know.
You've played it.
Yeah, and like every gacha game gave up because I didn't have the FOMO to keep up with it.
I'm gonna guess ranged, melee, buffer, healer, and attack mage.
Chuck.
Attack,
Chuck.
anomaly,
Chuck
defense, stun, and support.
Wow.
That's 4.
No, that's 5.
Xeno would be
Attack,
Xeno would
anomaly,
be
defense, stun, and support.
Xeno would be stunned because he's stunning.
Nice.
Yep, I get a concussion just looking at him.
Nasuth would be an
Thaylien would be
anomaly.
attacked because he just interrupts all the time.
True.
Oh, yes. And Nasuth would be anomaly.
Yep.
Because
As it must
scarf.
be. As it must be.
Anyway.
And I think that Nasuth would be an S
for the
class
rarity.
anomaly,
Oh.
while Xeno would be an A class stun, because he's too lazy to get up and stun people when he needs to.
Okay. Right, moving on to the next question.
Thaylien
Coffee
would be
flavored
C.
Thaylien demands. Now that the classes have been decided, it is time for the attitude, which some games call an element attribute.
Attribute,
Which
yeah.
I'm gonna decide what ZZZ attribute the cast would have. They would have poopy.
Brown node element. Oh
Poopy
dear.
attribute.
Um,
Brown.
Collectively, we would have fire because we are on fire with these reviews.
Oh god.
Shoot, what is that stuff called? Bake light. Bake
Cool.
light.
Moving on to the comments from last week, because these questions are just oof. Right. First of all, from the news, we've got Zrugel saying news, and then in reference to Xeno sucking the creamy chocolate, Thaylien, bad. Bad. No lewd jokes in the first 5 minutes of YouTube. Can't take you anywhere. You can't trust me. It's not just the first 5 minutes. You have to, like, seriously hear the sheer amount of stuff we chop out from Notice Me Senpai. I was excited for that School Days remaster because I thought it was talking about a Ghost Stories remaster. Never mind. Poor bastard. In reference to simultaneous serious punch record, I wonder what the world record for the most people doing a fusion dance simultaneously is. And then thank you guys for the news. So Michelle says, an unusual midweek news episode for Strombus.
Were you?
This is what other people feel like when they watch the news really early in the week. I like it. Do it again.
Please continue.
And then moving on to the comments from the cast, Strombus Shell says, God. ChatGPT says Tola Folge Loot. I don't know what the fuck that is. Noise. That would have been funnier if the news episode. So in the news episode, but I only thought of it now. Fair enough.
That is fair.
Good discussion, guys. Ads are a bigger issue, but you guys navigated it pretty well for the anime podcast. I usually feel bad about not watching ads, but when I try, I'm just overwhelmed.
Yep.
Silver Star for not interrupting Xeno this week. Yeah, well, I mean, give him a poop
don't
star this
think
week.
we're getting a star this week. No.
No. Right, and then ended on a Kanpai. Zrugel starts on a Kanpai. Oh, cool. This is a Zrugel topic. Cool. I just checked, all 3 of those movies were still available in my region, so it must have been a regional thing, like Thaylien suspected. Yeah. In reference to ad length section, 13-hour ad is insane. I mean, sure,
It is.
it's skippable after a little bit, but that's just an ad being that long. Sorry, just an ad being that long is kind of crazy, also funny. Major props to Thaylien for all his research this episode. I'm with Xeno. I violently hate ads. So, as much as I can, I mute the volume when they come on, whether it's in browser or on a physical TV or on my phone. Muting them helps a lot for me. I can appreciate that.
I play Xeno and Thaylien have seen me do this. I play the Windows casual games like Solitaire and Sudoku and whatnot, and they do play ads every now and then, and I cannot hit that mute button fast enough.
In reference to the best Dragon Ball live action ever, I tried to watch the live action Dragon Ball. I couldn't. Lol, I just couldn't finish it.
Well, where's the horror?
It's so bad. I love it. That is such a quintessential Nasuth quote right there.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. You and I are on the same page with this one.
Good memes this week and entertaining too. I can't lie though, when I suggested that topic, I was just hoping you would review free anime, but it's okay. No plan survives the battlefield. I think the problem is what is
hard
I don't
pivoted.
think we have. Well, yes, I did. I'm not going to lie. I did 100%. But I don't have access to free anime.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I probably made it a little worse by tagging sections of the timestamps as I tried to keep them on track, but here's the section.
Probably. And then thanks for another great episode. Moving on to the memes.
Woo! Everyone loves the memes. You know the deal. Go to Discord and submit us your viewer memes so that we can watch them live to us on this very recording right here that you will see later. But we got 3 viewer memes this week. That makes me a little sad, but I'm sure they're great. So let's get right into them. The goose has collected all the Dragon Balls. The dragon is summoned. What is your desire? The goose honks. As you wish. The dragon disappears. Nothing noticeable has changed. And that makes you nervous.
Yes. Isn't it some sort of magical chant to go with summoning the dragon?
No, it's just
not ours.
There is a passphrase, kind of, but it's not really.
Okay.
You have to say it in Namekian for the Namekian Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Next.
Right. Number 2.
Are you ready? Ready. Oh no, it's
That's great. That's great.
Brilliant. Love that one. The next one's a video meme?
It is a video meme.
Systematically killing off all of the members of the Black Hand. You have betrayed the Dark Brotherhood. Why?
Speech bubbles increased.
Brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Onto my memes.
Yep. Not wrong. Not wrong.
Techie 9-year-olds. What is this place? 19-year-olds. A place you will never understand.
Yeah.
I wanna go back to XP, man. I wanna go back to XP.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. My next one is just the littlest bit spicy, so prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
Our own son died, Queen Hilling 9 months earlier. Just imagine it's not green. Just imagine it's not green.
Oh my lord.
Yep.
Slimed at the Kids' Choice Awards. Absolutely.
Yep. That is how it would be. All right, my next 3 are video memes, and I personally think they're pretty damn funny.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay, that's probably enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Just look at it, sir. Just look. What do you see?
Sorry, my bro, how Uma Musume are braid.
A man fucking a horse.
So weird.
And my last one.
Hey, sweetie. Why don't you bring that
No,
juicy
yeah.
ass over here and hop in Daddy's new whip?
Excuse me?
Who's talking to me?
Oh.
Well, you just gonna stare at these daddies, or you want to rip off that top and hop on in here?
That is not okay. You don't talk to people like that.
Never been more ready.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, Thaylien's also a video meme.
This is my... What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the average solo leveling experience. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The next one, I took another meme and made it into hours.
Ah.
Fucking stab him. I hate you so much, you're a dickhead.
All right. Gold Ship has the latest available stallion report. Gold Ship has covered a total of 591 mares over the course of his stud career from 2016 through 2024. This is the 591 mares who really love you.
Brilliant, I love it.
That's actually really good, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Meme number 4.
Oh no.
Yeah, Grok 4 versus Grok 3.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
If you don't know what Grok 3 was doing,
Oh, it was Mecha.
indeed it was.
I mean,
and
to be
that's
fair,
what most people say.
Yeah, Grok 4's been saying some pretty nasty
It's not
stuff.
much better, yeah.
True. You can't defeat me. I know, but she can.
I don't even know who you are.
Oh, no.
She's from a season as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from this season. She's basically Marin, but like openly confesses.
Okay. And your last one is also a video meme.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's about right. That's about right.
Yep.
That's about right. Poor Zamasu. All right, Xeno.
My first
You
one
don't
video.
defeat Zamasu.
You want Asgard? It's yours.
Whatever game you're playing, it won't work. You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
Anyway.
What's it with all the
It's
repeat
true.
memes this week?
The post is going viral. Sorry, but this post has been removed by the moderators.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
So true. How to properly hold Mau Mau.
Again.
Yes, that is true.
We were all sharing the same brain cell, apparently.
She can't.
I regret nothing.
Oh, this is French Starmie.
What the fuck?
This is what Starmie sounds like in French.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Moaning French woman. Absolutely
Yep.
peak cinema.
Billy, it's time you learn about money and the importance of. Damn it, son! Everyone knows Fox girls are better.
No, they don't.
And your last one.
Everywhere I go, I see
Oh
her
my god.
face. I am not kidding. Golden Ship is fucking everywhere.
Gold Ship is a meme in and of themselves because of basically that game, right? If you want to win that game with any horse that you choose, you just have to hope that in any given race that she's in, Gold Ship doesn't just lock in, because she will win. That is the thing about Gold Ship.
Well, it's not just that, but even in the anime, she's a fucking menace.
A meme.
Like, she's...
The horse was a menace.
Not wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is it for the memes. That is it for this week. So now it's time to thank everyone for watching and or listening. And now it is time to bottoms up and Kanpai.
Kanpai.
3.5 hours later.